Good morning, pop culture. We are live. It is Wednesday, September the 26th, 2018. It's 7:47 a.m., and it's time to rock. So we're coming off of last night's High Council, which is always a fun way to spend your Tuesday night. The best way to spend your Tuesday night is with the High Council. Last night, we had it on Geeks and Gamers. Next week, world-class bullshitters. But we talked about the world of Star Wars. We talked about the passing of Gary Kurtz. We talked about the people from MakingStarWars.net who attacked Anna from that Star Wars girl. So it was a pretty interesting episode. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out, make sure you do. It's over on Geeks and Gamers, and it's always a lot of fun. Thanks to everyone out there listening right now. But today's show, we're going down a different path, a path that we've never gone down before. So if you're into exploring firsts here on World Class Bullshitters, this may be the episode for you. It may not be, because we're going to be talking about some bat dong. And I don't know. It's something I never wanted to see, but it's something I feel like I need to talk about. So as we wait to hit that magical number of 200, which we're almost at, I'm going to wish good morning to everyone out there. And while we're waiting, let's check in on Stealing Solo, a Captain's Parody. So it is moving so fast. I'm so thankful to everyone out there who's helped it grow. We're at $31,919. We're only about, we have 791 backers. We need, 27 more to beat Captain Marvel. So that's going to happen because there's 25 days left in the campaign. So all we got to do is move one book a day. And Captain Marvel, the MCU years, or whatever the hell that book is called, well, then it has been vanquished. So let's see where we're at right now. We have 138 viewers. Now, I know YouTube's notification system has been dog shit as of late. I get it, believe me. So that's why I've been going out of my way to make sure that I share this on Twitter. I share this on YouTube. Facebook, well, I can't really share it on YouTube, but I do what I can do to get it out there and get the word out there. But know that 7:45 in the morning is when Jeff's going to roll up, hit that go live button, drink his coffee, and talk about the world of entertainment for the next 2 hours and 10 minutes. Monday through Friday, I'm here. So if you don't get your notifications, let YouTube know. And what you can do to make sure that stops is hit the thumbs up. So we're at 156 viewers. Let's get 156 thumbs up. Hell, 157. Give one extra one from me. Because that way, YouTube can't beat us. They can't keep us quiet. They can't keep us from being found easily. The videos work that way, and now the live streams do. We have a super chat from our friend Chano Cyber9 Avila. Thank you very much. Morning, everyone. It's my birthday. Drinks on me. Everyone in the chat, let's make sure we give a happy birthday to our good friend Chano Cyber9 Avila. Happy birthday from me. Happy birthday from all the guys here on World Class Bullshitters. And happy birthday to the 75,000 who are part of this community. Or from, 75,000 who are part of this community. And, happy birthday from Ethan and Jeremy. I'll speak for them as well. Jaron Ricewig, thank you very much for your super chat. Happy hump day, Jeff. No notification needed for me. No, that means you know the time, Jaron Ricewig, and thank you very much as always. I appreciate you. I appreciate you sticking with us for the last however many months you've been here. Now you're a long-time listener. So, folks, I'm always here. Just don't forget about me in the morning. It's, get up, you make your coffee, send your kids to school, take a shower, and listen to Good Morning Pop Culture. Like a bad penny, I always turn up. Now, if you can tell me what movie that's from, I'll be thoroughly, thoroughly impressed. I'll wait. But I don't expect anyone to know too much. So let's see where we're at. A whole whopping 24 more viewers. Excuse me, 22. I feel like if you put the word genital rights in anything, people are going to click on it out of curiosity. And we're going to be talking about genital rights in just a few moments, because when I think of Batman, I think of the Joker, the Riddler, Two-Face, Catwoman. I don't really think about the lesser-known villains like Egghead, King Tut, and Foreskin. I mean, does everyone out there know the Batman villain Foreskin? Because I don't. And I've been a long-time Batman reader. Oh, we have another super chat from our friend Reed Plancha. Thank you very much for your super chat, Reed Plancha. As a final step of getting the information out there, get a megaphone. It's nearly that bad. Get your email on your solo comic. Looking forward to getting it. Or got your email on the solo comic. Looking forward to getting it. Reed Plancha, thank you very much for supporting Stealing Solo. Like I keep telling you guys, work on it every day. It's, you know, it'll be here before you know it, and that early bird certificate is going to be exciting. It'll just be, you know, a little bit of extra fun for everybody. That's what we need right now, in a time where entertainment is dominated by a bunch of, you know, frowny biscuit eating bastards who just, you know, want to rain on your parade. World class bullshitters is out here trying to make you have a good day on your way to work or school, because not everybody loves where they got to go to work or school or stuff like that. So you know how we do. But yeah, Reed Plancha, you're going to be reading it before you know it. Superfan Adam Shawhan is here, folks. I saw that you had a power outage, man, so I'm glad you're here this morning, and we're glad to have you. God damn it, Alpha Terranina. All right, 13 more. So let me make sure I got everything pulled up and ready to go, because we're going to be talking about some stuff. We're going to be starting out fun with the genital rights of Batman. I can't believe I have to say that. I really, really can't believe that. Read the description of this video. If there's a thing to exist, there's someone out there to be offended by it. We're also going to be talking about another dick and some other dick jokes. So let's get this thing started. So, you know what? On at 95, I'm too excited to wait. By the time we get to reading the article, everyone will be here. And you know what? And just like that, we've started the show. So this comes from comicbook.com. Now, if you consider this a reliable source, reconsider what you do in life, because, you know, they're just full of shit. But let's talk about it. If you've been paying attention into comics in the last week, then you're likely to know that Batman Damn revealed a whole new side of the Dark Knight, his naked genitalia. Now, a genital rights organization is weighing in on the intimate look at a superhero, and they aren't happy. In an interview with The Blast, Genital Autonomy America founder and director Marilyn Milos spoke out about the appearance of Bruce Wayne / Batman's penis, not because of the nudity, but because he's circumcised, with Milos comparing circumcision to sex abuse. Non-therapeutic amputation of the normal body part of a non-consenting minor is not only sexual child abuse and a violation of that child's inherent right to body integrity and genital autonomy, Milos said. If you somehow missed it, Batman Damn #1, there's a scene where Bruce Wayne returns to the Batcave after a particularly brutal night out fighting crime. As he walks deeper into the cave from his car, he strips out of his suit until he's naked in it. And then, in not one but two different panels, Batman penis is depicted, clearly circumcised. It's that depiction that's problematic for Milos and her group. Genital Autonomy America is a non-profit advocacy group first founded by Milos in 1985 that opposes non-therapeutic child circumcision. The stated goal to secure that the birthright of male, female, and intersex children and babies to keep their sex organ intact. Milos went on to compare Batman to members of a male anti-circumcision group, the Bloodstained Men. They, like Batman, have goodness and right on their side. And my hope is that others who have experienced the unkindest cut will also stand up and protect the most vulnerable among us. Milos said, "It's their body. It's their right." Milos went on to detail that she'd tell Bruce Wayne if she had the chance. "I'd tell Batman about foreskin restoration to regain some of what was lost," she said. While talking to Batman about his circumcision isn't exactly possible, DC is, in a sense, trying to step back a bit from the big reveal. Batman Damned is the first release from the Black Label series aimed at a mature reader. But since the issue's release, DC has decided to censor the scene both in digital and future print releases of the issue. Batman Damned #1 is written by Brian Azzarello, drawn by Lee Bermejo, with a cover by Bermejo and a variant by Jim Lee. It is available in comic stores now. Here's the question. What do you think about the concern over Batman being circumcised? Well, let me weigh in first, Nicole Drum. Thank you very much for your article. As a Batman fan and as a fan of comics that do skew towards a mature audience, I don't think it's smart for the first thing that you put out there to be Batman's wiener. There are other story elements I think that are more important than what dangles between Batman's legs. As Ethan Van Sciver is a 26-year pro of the comic book industry. As a nearly 29-year fan of Batman, The Dark Knight, The Caped Crusader, I've never once thought about his wiener. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm the weird one that I don't focus on Bat Dong, but I don't. I don't. It's not really for me. I don't care. I've never once looked at a superhero and thought to myself, I wonder what's going on down there. You see, my name is not Brody Bruce. I don't date Renee. I don't hang out in the mall with my little bitty cups of coffee or Coca-Cola in his case. No. My name's Jeff. I enjoy good comics. I enjoy good artwork. I enjoy large cups of coffee. And I don't really focus on Bat's wiener. So now let's talk about the hilarity of this genital autonomy America. Everyone's got their crusade. Everyone's got their cross to bear. I'm not going to comment on the existence of this group, but like the article states, talking to Batman about his circumcision isn't exactly possible. So I know this was an attempt by Miss Milos to build recognition for her group because they were founded in 1985, and I've never heard of her. Then again, I don't really think about things like genital restoration of the foreskin and that stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just too busy not focusing on that. But I could be the weird one. I'll be the first one to admit that I apologize for not focusing on foreskin restoration for Batman. I think about his parents. I think about how long he will bear the cross and the guilt of their murders. I don't ever wonder why Thomas and Martha Wayne had little baby Bruce cut. I don't. Oh yeah, it's a weird morning that we're waking up to. But it's good morning pop culture. What do you guys expect? You want me to talk about the sports scores from Monday Night Football, or the low ratings from Monday Night Raw? No, you don't. You want to hear about the absurdity in the world of entertainment. That's our forte. Billy Ritchie, thank you very much for your super chat. Toy Story, Andy's mom has toys named Woody and Buzz. They're subverting our expectations. Almost said Star Wars. Toy Story's a lot dirtier than we realize. I do miss when cartoons had not like hidden messages that are going to ruin a kid, but like there's the old, what's that cartoon? Cow and Chicken, the Buffalo Gals, where they come in and eat your rug. What little kid gets that? It's dumb, but it's funny. I know some people are offended. That's humor. That's comedy. Some people are going to like it. Some people aren't going to like it. That's just the first thing I remember off the top of my head. Rocco's Modern Life. Be kind, be courteous, be naughty. Again, little bitty things that kids aren't going to pick up on because some kids that watch that show can't read. And then the other kids are just like, I don't know what it means to be naughty outside of, well, if I'm naughty, I don't get a gift from Santa Claus. So I better be nice. And I can't read the word courteous. It's got a U in it. Jeff the Iron Wolf wins. Excuse me. He figured it out. The quote is from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Jeff the Iron Wolf, thank you very much for getting that. You win. What do you win? A big congratulatory thank you from all of us here at World Class Bullshitters. And I don't know, a beer if we meet you again at another convention. Just remind me of a bad penny. Always turn up. I'll buy you a beer, man. James Zabrecki, thank you very much for your super chat. It just says 5, but I appreciate it. Chain of Cyber 9 Avila, thank you very much as well. As Robert Downey Jr. once said in Tropic Thunder, what the fuck did I just hear? Well, it seems like the comic book world went full circumcision, and you never go full circumcision. Now, I was gifted a copy of Batman Damned. I have it right here in this wonderful office in this terrible neighborhood. I've read the book. It's okay. I didn't even buy it for myself. My mom's boyfriend gave me a copy because it was weird. The day I uploaded that Bob Iger video, he goes to his comic book shop and he goes, hey, they got this thing called Batman Damned and they're going fast. Do you want a copy? And I said, sure. The Batman Wiener comic, what the hell? I can talk about it on the channel. And I am. I don't like the fact, though, that DC is censoring the comic. I don't like when comic books get censored. The only thing I like that they change down the road is sometimes they update coloring or sometimes they fix spelling or grammatical errors. Those are the only things I'm okay with. I don't enjoy when they go back and change it because that's the same as changing a movie to be more sensitive or politically correct. Now, I do think it was dumb to even show Batman's wiener in the beginning. Maybe you could have shown like some lady of the night in Gotham naked or something like that. I don't think it's progressive to watch Batman strip. It's kind of weird. I mean, everyone ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen in the chat right now, think of your favorite fictional hero. And if you're not attracted to that fictional hero, do you think about him naked? Because I don't. I don't ever think about Spider-Man going home and shower with Mary Jane. Again, I might be just a minority, but again, that's a risk I'm willing to take to sound like who I am. But no, if you're going to commit the bat dong, commit the... This is what we're talking about. If you're going to commit to bat dong in the first printing, you got to commit to bat dong in the second and third and fourth printing. You can't go back on bat dong because once you go bat dong, well, the world needs to see that bat dong. Bat dong. Oh my god. Alpha Terranema said, dude hangs dong. Alpha Terranema, first off, thank you for your super chat. And Alpha Terranema, thank you for quoting It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Batman is now thunder gunning his way through every Black Label comic book. You know, this comic book gives Batman the Brave and the Bold a whole new meaning. Oh my god. I'm not gonna laugh at my own joke. I'm not gonna. I already have. I apologize. Sorry, I broke the the Grand Inquisitor. Quick, Robin, get on the Batwang. Ew, gross. Ragnarok Ulfbert. This might be my favorite one. Or hashtag RIP foreskin. We're the highly evolved form of entertainment on the internet. Bat Rabbi. I think this issue is currently collectible. While let me read Cesario Japan's super chat, and then I'll let you guys know that people are paying some serious money for Batman Damned. And you'll laugh, because if there's something that's going to get taken away, somebody will pay good money for it. So first off, Cesario Japan, thank you very much for super chat. Really? Really? We have gone full circle now. We've gone from suppressing male lust to now protecting it? Is this a joke? I'm so confused. Cesario Japan, I too am confused about this whole bat dong situation. When DC when DC's at a time where they need to elevate themselves in a positive way, what do? They go full circle with Bat Dong. I mean, far be it from me to keep artistic integrity alive. I'm not going to tell an artist they can't do what they want to do. But I can question it. I can question Bat Dong. Holy shit. Now, look at the prices for I'm not even gonna excuse me. I'm not even gonna refer to it as Batman Damned anymore. It's now Bat Dong, the animated series, the illustrated series. There we go. From now on, folks, this book is Bat Dong, the illustrated series. You heard it here first. You'll probably hear it here last because no one's going to talk about Bat Dong as much as I have this morning. But here we are. So this is Bat Dong, the illustrated series, #1, book 1 variant, near mint first print, $150. Now this is the copy I have, not the copy, but the version, the cover I have. And then right here for $10, well, here's a pre-sale for issue #2. Well, here we are. Somebody, Batman Damned, first printing, nude, uncensored, high grade, unread Bermejo. $50, $60, $85, $465. 20 people are watching this because it's comic graded at a 9.8 double sign Lee Bermejo, Brian Azzarello. So not only do you get Bat Dong, the illustrated series, you get the autograph of the man who handled Batman's job. There you go. Hundreds of dollars for some bat peen. But if that's your thing, don't let me stop you from enjoying the Bat Dong. I'm not a perv. You take that Bat Dong and you have fun with it. I can't tell you if there's any Harrison Ford junk. You know what? There's no Harrison Ford dong on the comic, thankfully. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Midnight Cherry TV, thank you very much for your super chat. No! I have never thought of the shoveler nude. Ew! Yeah, but what about the waffler? Golden crispy, bad guys are history with his truth syrup. I know what you get into, Midnight Cherry TV. That's why I like you, man. That's why I like you. Shano Cyber 9 Avila, thank you very much. If they show Batman's junk, let's make it fair by bringing Power Girl or Black Canary or even Wonder Woman. Make it fair is all I'm saying, you know? Yeah, Shano Cyber 9 Avila, make it fair. I did jokingly say when I first heard about this comic, there's Bat Dong, well, how about some Wonder Bush? There we go. Tit for tat. Quid pro quo, douchebags, you know? Why not? Why not? Because they're afraid. Here's the funny thing is, you show Batman's wiener, some women are going to get offended. You show Wonder Woman's bush, some women are going to get offended. And some dudes are going to pick up the Wonder Woman book and question the Batman book. So I think the moral of this story is you keep superhero genitalia off of the book, unless it's The Boys or Hero-gasm or something so lewd or crazy, intentionally lewd or crazy. I think it's a safe bet that if your superhero is sold on a box of cereal, children's wallpaper, or in the toy aisle currently, I don't think their genitals need to be discussed outside of the internet in a weird Rule 4 form. I think that's a pretty good rule. Rule 298. If they sell Batman figures, keep his wiener out the comics. At Shano Cyber 9 Avila, I'm all about equality. Always have been. Treat men and women alike. They get the respect. Unless they suck, then I just walk away. And then your respect is me not being there. Ref Dealine, thank you very much for a very, very generous super chat. What the hell is wrong with these people? Can't even accept a Batawang when it's revealed for them. And fuck, Batman's dick shouldn't be the focus of the adult story. Quite the day when the gay angle is the voice of reason. This will be a day long remembered, Mareth Dealine. A day long remembered. This will be a book long remembered, too. And Mareth Dealine, there are many times where you are the voice of reason in all of this, be that through your limericks or your stance on Bat Dong. Mareth Dealine is always one of the founding members of the Reason movement here on World Class Bullshitters. Hell, you make more sense than Dion 90% of the time. And the man's my best friend, so you know where I'm coming from with that. But it makes me laugh and cringe at the same time. That's all I can say. That is all I can say. Etep Wakuian, thank you very much. What the hell did I walk into? Well, you walked into Holy Genital Rights, Batman, a Good Morning Pop Culture production. And what you have here is a failure to entice adult readers. You know, over on the DC streaming service, they're trying to sell you fuck Batman with that bullshit Titans trailer and Starfire that doesn't really look good. And so now over at DC, it's like, hey, we how do we entice these adult readers? Batpeen. Let's see, Jim Lee and Dan Didio. I have respect for you gentlemen, especially Jim Lee, for all of your artistic achievements. You are one of the best X-Men artists, one of the best Batman artists, and one of the best of all time. But you are also co-publisher for DC, and you let this shit happen. I don't think you need to step down or apologize even, but I think you should rethink your stance on this whole Black Label thing, because I don't need to see Red Tornado sodomized by Solomon Grundy in the next book. You know, this is not the Extreme Olympics. You know, there's the Oppression Olympics online where people try to be, oh, I'm oppressed even more than you. Well, don't try to one-up yourself. You know, my mom and I joke about this fictional supervillain we've created called the One-Upper. You know, oh, I've had a bad day, my feet hurt. Whoa, I've had a worse day, my feet and my back hurt. So DC, don't fall down the path of the One-Upper, which hashtag One-Upper, copyright World Class Bullshitters, September 26, 2018, 8:13 a.m. Stamped, boom, 314 witnesses. The One-Upper. DC, don't use the One-Upper. It never works. Don't try to go crazy with Solomon Grundy and Red Tornado. I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna read it, man. Not gonna read it. Let's get caught up. We had a bunch of messages roll in, so thank you to everyone who's here right now. I appreciate that. We got 320 viewers. We're kicking ass. We're only in the first 30 minutes, and there's more than Bat Dong to cover. There's more than Bat Dong. Trust me. Ragnarok Ulfbert says, should we start a petition for DC dick size chart? Hey, you know, if you guys want it, I will use this platform. If you guys want it, I will use this platform to get word out there. I think we have the ear of Ethan Van Sciver, you know, comic artist pro secrets, 26-year veteran of the industry. We should ask him if he's been involved with any backroom meetings where they talk about Batman Wiener. Like, is that really the reason why Ethan left? They wanted him to draw Batman. Damn, he said, I'm not going to do it. I can't. I will not draw Batman's penis. Maybe that's the case. But Ragnarok, Ragnarok. I'm sorry, I keep calling you Ragnarok. That's like the end of days and shit. I apologize. Mareth Dialine, thank you very much for your super chat. I'm all for nudity and entertainment, but it has to be in line with the tone of the story, not just nudity for the sake of being woke. I see what you're saying, or I see where you're coming from, Mareth Dialine. I get it. It definitely works within the tone of the story. Now, there are movies that just have gratuitous nudity that I find funny, like Trading Places, that scene where the girl just takes her shirt off while they're dancing to that really shitty funk song. I mean, does the scene need it? Yes, it does. But Mareth Dialine, I understand it. You don't want to watch, I don't know, Star Trek. Maybe you do want to watch Star Trek and Uhura just shakes him, or Spock shakes it. Does Spock have it? I don't know how, well, he is half human, so I guess he would have at least a half measure of one. Again, it's 2018. Do you know what genitals your superheroes have? Oh, the hunky chunky funky monkey says, who says it was against his willy, though? You know what, hunky chunky funky monkey? Bat Willie. Bat Willie sounds like a really bad 90s movie. You know, there's a movie called Bat Pussy, which I don't suggest anyone watch. You can Google it and see how dumb it is. But Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, I think it goes without saying it's against the Bat Willie. Poison ivy bush. I guess that's one area you just want to stay away from. Ragnar Ulfbert, again, thank you very much for your super chat. Then Marvel would step up to compete just because. Oh my God, how could Marvel one up DC in the genital race of 2018? There was the space race between the Soviets and the Americans in the 50s and 60s, and now there's this the cock quest. 2018. So Batman's first out there. Are we going to see Spider-Man and his web spinner? I hope not. I'm on a hiatus from Spider-Man, but I guarantee it. If I ever see Spider-Man's junk, I'm done forever. I won't even step foot in a comic book shop that's not Comics Elite or Rock and Rooster Comics and Games here in Cincinnati. I won't. I'll know that this brick and mortar place has housed the Spider Dong. Jared Ricewick, thank you very much for your super chat. What the fuck is a genital rights senator? At the office building, does Bob lean over the urinal to see if the guy next to him is circumcised? Maybe. Bob's a weird guy. You know, he works for the Joker. He does whatever the Joker requires. He's also checking out. Maybe that's a requirement to get into the Joker gang. You know, Joker has a bunch of crazies and lunatics, and it's not because they're crazies and lunatics and criminals on the fringe of society. It's to check the status of their cuts. New and improved Joker products. Ew. That's what Smilex really is. See, Joker is a genital rights advocate. He's not about killing people in really grotesque ways. No, Smilex gas was to naturally restore the foreskin of those who have suffered, according to this Miss Milos lady. But there's a side effect, that grin, because they're so happy it's back, but they can't stop smiling about it. Oh, Ragnar Ulfbert again, thank you very much. Then the seismic wars shall begin. The seismic wars shall begin. Ugh. You know, it's 2018 and nothing would surprise me. Seriously, you could not put something in a comic book that would surprise me. We had all those weird SJW-like politics in Marvel, and now DC's going wieners. What can Image do? Are we going to see the first Walking Dead anus? I don't know, guys. When I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking about coffee, this show, and zombie butthole. Again, I'm a weird guy, but you come listen to me. So what does that say about all of you out there? Mr. V, thank you very much for your super chat. I think I'm going to go back to bed. Yeah, Mr. V, that'd be smart. I'll be here. You might miss it on the hilarity and the other stories we're going to be talking about, but never say I don't at least give you an interesting way to wake up in the morning. Eddie Max Vantor says, gonna need a bigger bat boat. I don't know, man. I don't think Batman's gonna need a bigger anything after that comic. Just saying there. Good morning, foreskin culture. Oh. Let's see. Our friend Shano Cyber9 Avila, again, happy birthday. Thank you very much. Good God, I've been awake for 3 hours and already the best birthday I've ever had. This is not how I expected to start. In tears and hurt abs. Thanks. Well, Shano Cyber9 Avila, thank you very much for spending your birthday with us. So I'm assuming you're in your 20s because I believe we've spoken once about you being younger than me. So you'll remember your 24th or 5th birthday. Yeah, man. I was working and I was listening to Good Morning Pop Culture and I got a cramp and I had to run off and use the bathroom because it was so intense. The Dong Night trilogy. Red Tornado and Sodomize sound interchangeable. Maybe they are. I don't want Solomon Grundy to Red Tornado He-Man. That's a comic book I don't think anyone would read. All Out of Bubblegum, welcome back to the channel. Good morning. Seeing Batman on the side of an ego box, or sorry, seeing Batman on the side of an Eggo box brings a whole new meaning to the words Lego my ego. It does. You know, you laugh about Batman on Eggo boxes. I was at the grocery and Spider-Man was on the side of the box. And I was like, cool, Spider-Man waffles. Sounds fun. They were the shape of spider webs. What will the shape of Batman waffles be? Will it just be like, will it be a bat or will it be the logo or just an oddly shaped piece of waffle that's meant to represent what Batman lost? Not his parents. Alpha Terranima, thank you very much for your super chat. I hope Bad Dragon takes advantage of the situation and makes a tie-in. Bat Dragon. There is always an opportunity to pounce on the misfortune of a big company. So you have people making fun of these SJW politics and Marvel by putting out anti-SJW comics and making fun of the whole situation. And now you have the opportunity to make fun of Bat Dong with... technically Bat Dong's not copywritten by DC. I should start an Indiegogo for a comic called Bat Dong. I'll be like, you don't know what you're gonna get. It's a surprise. It's a $10 book. Who's with me? It'll sell 27 million copies, and I'll be in the record book for the most books sold with Bat Dong. That will be a picture of my face in a comic book that says Bat Dong. My grandma would be so proud. Opinionated Junkie, thank you very much for your super chat. A moment of silence for Mundane Matt's channel. Now, Opinionated Junkie, I will ask what happened to his channel. Is he still making stuff? Let me check. By the way, to all the people out there, we have the patrons who have told me their t-shirt sizes, with the exception of people that have joined this week. They're all shipped from my third-party place, so you guys should be getting those very, very soon. So be excited for that. Let's see, Mundane Matt. What happened to his channel? A long overdue talk. I guess he apologized. Oh, okay. I guess that's good. Rest in peace, Mundane Matt. I don't know. He's doing tons and tons of work, so I guess he's going to apologize when it's a little too late. You talk about Star Wars and you get a lot of people. You talk about Bat Dong and you get a lot of rabid people. I'm just saying, a lot of people want to talk about how's it hanging bats. Damn it. No more bat dick puns, please. No more. Chano Cyber 9 Avila, again, thank you very much and happy birthday. Marvel steps it up with Captain Marvel to get people in their seats. Brilliant strategy to ignore the non-smiling. Could you imagine if Marvel had the audacity to show Captain Marvel outside of her costume naked? The world would catch fire. People would be up in arms. Oh my God, it's the end of days. We're so offended. We're so triggered. The triggering would be so powerful that it would trigger an earthquake, and the world would just say, you know what? I'm fed up with this shit. And everyone would just get swallowed in. And thankfully, Ohio is kind of safe. So for all those out there who aren't swallowed up by the woke quake of 2018, we'll still be here to provide you guys with entertainment. But Captain Marvel, man, I wish they would go and do something crazy with Captain Marvel like this. Could you imagine? I think the tears would be so sweet. And it wouldn't just be females crying about it. You'd get the soy boy guys too, the ones they make fun of on the High Council with their weird pixie pants and all this other stuff and their man buns. I can't really rip on man buns though, because I got a friend who has a man bun, and the dude's legit. He's got a cool girlfriend. He's not a soy boy at all. He listens to this show. I'm not saying nice stuff about him because he listens to the show. I'm just telling the truth. You know who you are out there. I won't name your name, but good morning, man. 10 things I hate about foreskin. Oh, my God. Movie titles on foreskin. Oh. Opinionated Junkie says, if Dark Phoenix does well, could it be in the MCU? Well, Opinionated Junkie, we're going to talk about Dark Phoenix in a moment. Well, actually, we're going to talk about Dark Phoenix in a moment. Yeah, there's a couple other stories I have on the docket for today, but I'll let you guys decide. I pay attention. This is the People's Podcast. I will take up that name because I like The Rock. So, Rock, while you're busy, making movies, I will make the podcast and steal your shtick. By the way, I know people don't like wrestling, but there's a rumor. Now, just hear me out because you're going to laugh. There is a rumor that the Saudi Arabian government. So, okay, the WWE now goes to Saudi Arabia to put on special shows, and they'll they'll remake other shows. So in January they have a show called the Royal Rumble. It's one of the biggest shows of the year. Saudi Arabia wanted them to have it again, so they did one called the Greatest Royal Rumble live from Saudi Arabia. Now in Saudi Arabia, women aren't able to perform in the WWE. Women aren't able to perform in general, so it's a very different culture, a very different country. But so the WWE is having an all-women's pay-per-view in America, and then the next week they're going to Saudi Arabia and having an all-male pay-per-view. And next year, the Saudi Arabian government wants them to come back again. And here's the shit kicker. This is the only reason I bring it up. They are offering $20 million to The Rock to come and be the WWE champion. So Saudi Arabia is like the kid with the best toys because they don't have the toy at first, but mommy and daddy can buy it. So you want a show with The Rock as the WWE champion, you just buy it. I think that's crazy that they're literally going to buy the man a championship. Cool for me is my favorite. Sorry for that random detour, but I wanted to talk to somebody about it in public. Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, thank you very much for your super chat. I wonder if they'll show him doing a back copter to impress a chick. Back copter dick, go. How about, have you guys ever heard of the Thanos copter? I know there's not a lot of people that read all the Marvel books, but they go see the movies. Thanos has a helicopter. So if Thanos showed his purple gravelly, Thanos is a different beast right there because his nutsack is on his chin. So if he shows Thanos pipe, where's it at? Is it on his arm? Like, he's an alien. He has different structure. Can he hang Thanos dong? I don't know, but maybe that will give Thanos copter a whole new meaning. Chano Cyber9 Avila, thank you very much. Says, I'm 26 today, bro. Well, happy 26th birthday. You and I are about 4 years apart in age. But you know what? Age doesn't matter at Good Morning Pop Culture. We're all enjoying the show. But honestly, have fun. You're 26. If you drink, have some beers, relax, play some music, listen to some music. I don't know what you want to do. And it's your birthday. Get off of work and enjoy the day. Don't let anybody tell you what you got to do. Just do what you want to do. Pagan God X, thank you very much for your super chat. It's official. Batman is part black. And we know which part now. Martha Wayne was getting a little on this. You know what? I just heard it here first, folks. Batman's parents weren't murdered by Joe Chill. Batman, his father, Thomas Wayne, found out that Martha was sleeping with Lucius Fox. So Batman's father, Thomas Wayne, dressed up, shot Martha, shot himself in front of little Bruce. And that is why Batman is psychologically damaged, because his parents are dead. But he can never tell his greatest secret, that it was his father that did it, or the man he thought was his father. That is the next Batman Black Label comic book from DC, guaranteed to sell dozens of copies. Oh my God. Let's see. We're gonna play the Bat Dog in just a moment. This has seriously been an hour of Bat Wiener talk. I feel like we should talk about general rights organizations every day on the channel. By the way, folks, make sure you're smashing that like button. 366 views. Let's get 367. Well, now 367 views. Let's get 368 likes up here on this video. Swinging Cod, thank you very much for your super chat. Mags V has been musing about training Gambit, so Marvel will put him full frontal uncut with a boob job. You know, Swinging Cod, let me throw down some facts for just a moment. Well, not even facts, strongly worded opinions that probably have more validity than I realize. So, Swinging Cod, Mags Visaggio, or whatever the name is properly, can muse about Gambit, but Gambit is an untapped resource for money. Gambit has the power of nostalgia behind him as a character. If you're of my age or younger or even slightly older, you grew up watching X-Men the animated series. Gambit was one of the coolest parts. We remember Gambit a certain way. He's cool. He's flirtatious with Rogue, all this great stuff. And now Gambit is starting to see a resurgence in popularity. Marvel Legends is going to release Gambit toys. Gambit may get a movie. There's all kinds of things like that. When you're getting ready to take a hero to the big time, I don't think it's smart or going to be allowed by editorial to ruin the character. There's no day of the week where you can argue with me that making Gambit a tranny with boobs and uncut will make sense or impress me or do anything but make me point and go, I'm not going to buy this book. I'm not going to buy anything with Gambit. Like, I want the new Marvel Legends Gambit that was announced at Comic-Con. If this shit happens before that comes out, I might skip on Gambit because Gambit's truly a dead character. Iceman cannot be redeemed. More people... I mean, there are so many people out there that liked Iceman, and it was not because of his orientation. It was about the character, and they changed it because they wanted to make a pre-established character gay. They wanted to use the Jedi mind trick to change his orientation, and it was stupid. It was hollow. It was bad writing. Gambit, they're not going to try it because we talked about 90s nostalgia yesterday on the show. 90s nostalgia is coming back. The X-Men, they're bringing back 90s. They're bringing back 90s X-Men toys. They're bringing back 90s X-Men statues, comic books, all of this shit. They're going back to the 90s. You know, back in the 90s, I was in a very famous TV show, according to BoJack Horseman, the show Dion cannot watch. Gambit's a big part of that. They're going to kill their marketing. And at the end of the day, Marvel cares a lot more about the toy money and stuff from the movie side because that's what keeps them in business. Comics, it's just a cesspool of stupidity and assholes. So I hope that doesn't happen. Mags Visaggio can joke all day long about turning Gambit whatever, but you're going to turn yourself out of a job if you fuck around like that. You know, there's only so much they'll deal with. And they've already worn out their welcome. They're not welcome in our home anymore, these Marvel books. They're stupid. They're garbage products. Don't make that mistake. Do not make that mistake. Ragnak Ulfbert, thank you very much for your super chat. Hashtag based. Broadcasting worldwide to buy a black guy? I'm sorry, I don't understand that. Hashtag based. Broadcasting worldwide to buy a black guy. I don't know. Like, do you mean buy a black guy? Like buy, like he's doing it himself because it says to buy a black guy. Like, you can't buy black guys, thankfully, anymore. That part of history is past, thankfully. Let's see. Chain of Cyber 9 Avila. I can see this bat dong in a bat metal video. I don't want to see this bat dong anymore. I should review the comic. Samuel Aragon says, Gambit, Mon Cherie? No, I'm Cherie. Oh my God. If we can have a good laugh out of the whole situation, maybe I won't be too... Well, fuck it. It's a terrible idea. Mags, no! No, Mags. Opinionated Junkie. Could you integrate Singer's X-Men into the MCU? Opinionated Junkie, I'm going to read that in a second because I'm going to talk about the Dark Phoenix trailer. Let me read this one from Swinging Cod, and then it is all you. You get the floor. We'll talk about Bill Cosby later. Swinging Cod says, I agree with your logic, Jeff, but Marvel hasn't used logic in a while, and they haven't fired anyone for tanking an IP yet. Well, don't they tank the characters that no one cares about anyway, and they're hoping that they can ingratiate these new characters with the audience? It's like, hey, we're going to relaunch Miss Marvel, the 57th most famous superhero, constantly to get people to buy her book, and it didn't work. So we're going to throw a movie and we're going to make her better than Iron Man, because, you know, right now they're reshooting Avengers 4. Not saying it has anything to do with the Captain Marvel trailer, because that'd be stupid. But I bet you they're reshooting it to make Captain Marvel even more prominent, because they're going to double down and they're going to beat us into submission with this whole Captain Marvel dick. Well, we have Bat Dong to protect us. He will cross the streams to keep us safe and dry from all that garbage from Brie Larson. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that this is what this show is. Um, oh, Ragnar Ulfbert, thank you very much for your clarification. Saudi Arabia is trying to buy The Rock. Hashtag, right? Hashtag based. Oh, okay. Sorry, when you said black guy, because I don't really consider The Rock a black dude. I know he's half black and half Samoan, but me, I'm half black and half white. I don't really, I see The Rock as The Rock, much like, you know, you don't really, you know, I don't really think of him by a skin color, one or the other, because he's equally both. So he just becomes The Rock. Like me, I'm equally both. So I just say I'm me. I kind of, those things kind of supersede the, or not supersede, surpass, you know, the color thing. But no, Ragnar Ulfbert, thank you for clarifying, because I honestly was like, buy a black guy. No, I don't know what that means. King Eric the 15th, thank you very much for a super chat. Batman's foreskin. Oh, feels so good. Doesn't look so good either. Let's see. Let me pull this up, and then I'm going to read Chano Cyber 9 Avila's super chat. Let's see. So the Dark Phoenix. Chano Cyber 9 Avila says, Gambit and Rogue romance on the big screen is what I've wanted since X-Men 1. Who can play them, bro? Or both, though? Any suggestions? I do like the casting questions. It's a lot of fun. Now, that's the kind of hypothetical stuff I feel like the fans can do. It's better than fan theories, because fan theories, they don't take into account legality and all these other things. So who would I cast as Gambit? Not Channing Tatum. You don't need an overly buff dude, because Gambit has the armor. He can be a little on the thin side. But who would I cast as Rogue? Not Anna Paquin. She's okay in the first movie. I like the part where she's like, I saved your life. And Wolverine's like, no, you didn't. That was a fun little friendship. They were trying to replicate, you know, X-Men or Logan and Jubilee in the show, and Logan and Kitty Pryde in the comic. So Logan always has like a younger female mentee that he looks after. You know, I like that. No, Rogue. I would go for a 90s version of Rogue, so I'd want somebody brunette and well-built. Trying to think of an actress who fits that. I mean, honestly, I'm usually going for who looks like the comic book version, and that doesn't mean that Kelly Brook can act. I just thought of who has a similar body type. But no, that is not my casting choice. If they do go with Charming Taint Man from 21 Jump Street, I wouldn't be mad, because the guy can act. He can act serious. He can act. He can appeal to the ladies, and he can also be funny. I like Channing Tatum as an actor. I think he really impressed me with 21 and 22 Jump Street. You know, you dealing Bakugan, you dealing drugs, like just little shit like that makes me laugh. Or the Miles Davis line. Let's say he's going to get cast. I guess we need a Rogue. Well, if I'm going to cast like it's SJW Marvel, I would like Octavia Spencer to play Rogue. But thankfully, I'm not SJW Marvel. So I would like a God, I don't know enough actresses to answer your question accurately. I apologize. You know what? Let me just Google this real quick, because this will help. Brunette actresses. There we go.
Here's a summary from IMDb. Top 70.
I don't want a summary from IMDb. Ew, Anne Hathaway. No, thank you. You know, Lauren Cohan from The Walking Dead could be a decent Rogue, because she's a good actress. Yeah, I'll go with her. She's got the right look. She could pull it off. You know, it said the MCU and stuff didn't exist 20 years ago, because I would have liked to have seen Jennifer Connelly in a superhero flick that wasn't The Rocketeer. But, you know, those days have passed. Anne Hathaway is Rogue. No. All right. Well, I guess we can use Michael B. Jordan. Jordan be everything. Everything be Jordan. So I did not expect to see this news this morning. I expected to talk about Bat Dong. I heard about Bill Cosby and James Gunn, so I thought we'll at least cover those, because we do talk about entertainment. But honestly, one of the last things I thought I'd see was X-Men Dark Phoenix trailer leaks. Official teaser may drop with Venom. Now, Venom is getting closer and closer. What are we, 2 weeks out? No. Venom is next Thursday. Shit, a week out. So, press 1 if you think we should cover it for the channel. because I know we're going to do October stuff, and October's inventory time at Statler Toyota, but I feel like we should cover it because it's a comic book flick for all of you people out there. So if you'd like it, press 1. If I see a tank tread roll up, I'll talk to the other guys and we'll make it happen. But let's talk about this Dark Phoenix trailer because it's probably going to launch with Venom. A trailer for the Dark Phoenix is leaked online, but the film's official teaser may arrive very soon. The Fox era of X-Men movies will come to a close after Disney's looming merger sends control of the characters over to Marvel Studios. First, however, Fox has 2 more X-Men films to release in 2019, including Dark Phoenix. The latter was originally supposed to come out in November, but saw its release date pushed back after reshoots were delayed to accommodate its cast's collective schedule. Yeah, that seems like a convenient. I bet it's to include certain backdoor entryways. Yeah, I said backdoor entryways. We're talking about Bat Dong. Now we're talking about backdoor entryways to the MCU proper. Despite the movie being delayed until February of 2019, the first official look at Dark Phoenix arrived all the way back in late 2017, which we covered on the World Class Bullshitters podcast. Several official images were released at the time, making many wonder if a trailer would launch sooner than expected. While that ended up not happening, Fox has since screened Dark Phoenix trailer multiple times at press events around the world this year, footage that has now leaked online, and I do not have access to the footage. I wish I did, so I could at least comment on it. The leaked footage appeared on a Reddit post after a user uploaded a shakily filmed and otherwise clearly bootlegged version of the Dark Phoenix trailer shown at a recent Fox presentation in Russia, hence the Russian dialogue for the clip. The video is obviously filmed in secret as evidenced by low-angle perspective and the seats obstructing the screen that the trailer is being projected onto. Nevertheless, an official Dark Phoenix trailer is expected to drop soon, possibly in time for Venom's theatrical debut next week. It does not talk about the footage at all in this article. So I think X-Men Dark Phoenix is too little too late, much like the Bat Dong or this New Mutants film that's coming out. So it looks like we got a lot of tank treads. Oh, she was an Ang Lee's Hulk. Okay, I just really like Jennifer Connelly. I like the look. I know that's a really shallow, odd thing to say, but I think Jennifer Connelly is really good looking. So I'll watch a lot of her movies, especially Career Opportunities, which takes place at Target at night. I love that movie. It's so underrated. Well, the Venom movie, I know that was sarcasm, but look, at the Venom movie, I am a longtime Spider-Man fan, a very hardcore Spider fan. We're talking, my whole life has been dedicated to, honestly, there was a couple-year gap or a couple-year span where all I cared about was professionally drawing Spider-Man. I was obsessed. One day I'm going to draw at Marvel. One day I'm going to draw at Marvel. And then now we're here, and I don't want to draw for Marvel. I want to do Stealing Solo, my own comic book. I want to do all kinds of stuff. I want to have control. I don't want to be worried about my woke quotient for my Spider-Man book. Like, if I'm going to take over the character, I'm going to bring back the black suit, and it's going to be a crime noir story with Spider-Man. And then when he realizes he's gone too far, he reverts to the red and blue suit, and then beats the heroic, or does the heroic thing. So I'm looking forward to that never happening, unless Marvel calls me and says, "Hey, Jeff, Stealing Solo was a masterpiece. Would you like to draw for us?" I'd say, if I can write it and I get editorial control, and I don't want anybody bitching about it on Twitter from Marvel proper. But no, this X-Men Dark Phoenix trailer, excuse me, not excited for it. I really wanted New Mutants earlier in the year. I believe that was supposed to come out in April. That looked different. That looked scary. I'm all about horror. I'm all about fun. Dark Phoenix is a sequel to a very bland, and that's the nicest thing I can say about X-Men Apocalypse. It's a very bland film. You have Oscar Isaac, Poe Dameron himself, coming out to make that movie. And so after he's not doing Star Wars, he's doing X-Men. And if he's doing X-Men and Star Wars, he's doing Ex Machina. And of the three things I've just talked about, 2 of those things have sucked bat peen. So Oscar Isaac, fine actor, bad Apocalypse. Rose Byrne, I like her as Moira McTaggart. I like James McAvoy a lot. I think he's a fantastic actor, and I like him as Professor X. I can't wait to see him in It Chapter 2. I just am not excited. I think the guy that plays Cyclops is a charisma vacuum. He was okay in Ready Player One, but not in X-Men. Sophie Turner, that's playing Jean Grey, I think she's kind of weird. I don't like her. Olivia Munn, Freaking Psylocke can't act to save her fucking life. Thank you, Mauler, for saving me $20. I will never see the Predators. Or the Predator, excuse me. Who else was in the X-Men flick? The only guy that excites me in terms of his acting ability outside of McAvoy and Magneto, what's his face? Michael Fassbender, is the guy that plays Quicksilver, Evan Peters. Great. One of the only elements from the Fox Marvel movies that surpasses the MCU proper. Aaron Taylor Johnson, decent actor, loved him in Kick-Ass 1, Kick-Ass 2, not so much. But X-Men has the best Quicksilver. Marvel needs to, well, they can't bring him. Well, you know what? They could bring him back. If they're bringing back these other dead heroes, what if Quicksilver does come back? Be interesting. I don't know if I really want him back, though. Maybe a different Quicksilver from another universe comes in and it's Evan Peters Quicksilver. That'd be cool. But if this trailer drops, good for it. I will watch it. I will review it. I will talk about it on the channel. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. There will be more emotion shown in the Dark Phoenix trailer than there was in the Captain Marvel trailer. I'm just putting it out there. It's almost a certainty. You know, there's death, there's taxes, there's the fact that there are more emotions shown in the Dark Phoenix trailer than the Captain Marvel trailer. And they both have female leads. So Sophie Turner will show more emotion, be more expressive than Brie Larson. So then when we talk about this and comment on it and look forward to something that people involved care about, the sexism claims will just fall out the window because they were bullshit to begin with. I'm seeing people talking about Spider-Man. Well, let's real quick click on this Spider-Man link because let's see. Spider-Man Far From Home set photos reunite Tom Holland and Zendaya. I don't want Zendaya in this movie. I don't like Zendaya. It's not a skin color thing. It's she's not that good of an actress thing. I saw Spider-Man Homecoming 2 or 3 times. See, once in theaters, once when I got it on Blu-ray. I think I watched it once at Phil's house for the MCU marathon that we did before Infinity War. I'm sorry. Brie Larson emotionally recalls wearing Captain Marvel's suit for the first time. Brie Larson in emotion, dude. These words right here. Brie Larson. God damn it. There we go. Brie Larson in emotion. Those highlighted words don't exist. You can't put those 3 words back to back. You could put Brie Larson's no emotion, but now it's Brie Larson's emotion. Now they're trying to make it up to be something else. So when did the trailer drop? Okay, so this article's from the 20th. The Captain Marvel trailer dropped what day? Let me get an exact thing. It's the 20th, and this trailer debuted on. I'm using my old video as a reference point. So we talked about Captain Marvel. Oh God, yeah, it was okay. So it was since the trailers dropped. That was a week ago. I don't believe any of this shit. Brie Larson's emotional. I was trying different pieces on, and then I finally put it all together. I was just staring at myself in the mirror, and I did get emotional. First time I put it on was like, I'm a Disneyland character. This is crazy. At least her emotion is genuine. I'm a Disneyland character because you're not a superhero. You're not a superhero at all, Brie. But hey, that's just she got emotional, guys. So let's not pick on her, but let's laugh at the Captain Marvel got emotional thing. Anyway, let's see what some of these photos of sorry about that. I live in a shit neighborhood. Here are some of the photos. They come from the Daily Mail. So we got a very tired-looking Zendaya, so she's still the weird, bookish character. Tom Holland, Spider-Man, is still poor, but he's also alive, so that's a step in the right direction. They're given peace because peace is good. Again, not an exciting photo. There's a boat explosion. That's cool. And I don't want to watch the video of Tom Holland. I see enough of him right now on my screen. Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man Far From Home, the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming, will be released in 2019. Why is this picture from Spider-Man 3 popping up? I hate to say it. Looking at this photo makes me nostalgic for Spider-Man 3, and that is a bad movie. And I like Spider-Man, but not Spider-Man 3. Oh my god. Yeah, this Spider-Man Far From Home stuff, I don't think it's going to be a hit like they're hoping it is. But guys, it's the second in the trilogy. It's going to do worse. It always does worse. Excuses, excuses. Look at people were hyped to see Spider-Man in the MCU, and then a lot of people, myself included, who are Spider-Man fans, weren't foaming at the mouth for more. It was like, okay, that was good. Can we go to Avengers? I don't know. Maybe I'm just jaded and all I want to watch are Avengers flicks. Maybe that's all I will do is watch Avengers flicks. Who knows? Opinionated Junkie, again, thank you very much. Mahler said Wonder Woman and Ready Player One are bad. Well, Mahler and I agree about Star Wars. We agree about Avengers, Infinity War. We agree about Black Panther. Wonder Woman, my stance on Wonder Woman isn't softened so I don't offend or get any heat. I thought Wonder Woman was going to be SJW Dumpster Fire, the movie, and I didn't think it was. So I think I gave it a 7 out of 10. It was better than expected, pretty good, could have been great had they made a few changes. Now, if you come at it from the angle that Wonder Woman rips off from Captain America, the First Avenger, and this derivative, if that is your stance, I agree. And if you take that into account, I think maybe my criticism, my judgment of the movie is based on the fact that I'm relieved that there's no gender politic bullshit in Mass. There was a couple jokes, but you get that from every type of movie. It's called humor. I can get with it. I'm not uptight. I'm not stodgy. I'm not boring. I'm not old. Ready Player One, again, it was nostalgia reference to the movie, but it was a nice, refreshing film-going experience for me because The Last Jedi ruined me for movies for a little bit. I saw Jumanji. Jumanji and Ready Player One may not be the best movies I've ever seen, but in a post-Last Jedi world where there's fun and respect paid to history, I was happy. I was impressed. I was relieved to be able to enjoy a film like that. So Mahler and I do agree on a lot of stuff. We disagree on a lot of stuff, but I think we both agree that we like talking to each other and that we will interact with each other in the future consistently. I like Dishonored Wolf too. A lot of fun. I like those guys a lot. I want to get them and Doomcock on the channel together, and we can have a big hangout. And maybe we'll get what's her name? Was it Random? It used to be Random Game User. Now she's Random Mecha 42. I like her content as well. So maybe the four of them and I can get together and we can do a video. So let's talk about, while we're in the MCU realm, the Marvel realm, this is a very comic book centric day. Hold on, Opinionated Junkie. Thank you very much. Some dude said Tom Holland Spider-Man is the best because it is in the MCU. I am like, what the fuck? Opinionated Junkie, I too would be like, what the fuck? Because I kind of hiccuped as I was saying that. So I don't think Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the best. He's not the worst. He's not Garfield. He's not unlikable and douchey. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is meant to be a late 60s, early 70s John Romita, Stan Lee era Spider-Man, and it's that. They get all that stuff right. I understand that Spider-Man 3 is a bad film, but you don't judge Spider-Man 1 and 2 on Spider-Man 3 shortcomings. Those movies existed on their own for many years. I lived through the Spider-Man 1 hype, the Spider-Man 2 hype, and the glorious afterglow of the movies. And the Spider-Man 3 hype was real because the other two were so great. I don't think it's fair to what came before it to shit on it because it's now in the MCU. If anything, Spider-Man Homecoming is the most problematic for the MCU because it's the first one to ruin or at least question the timeline. Until that movie came out, everyone agreed that each Marvel movie took place in current year. So Avengers took place in 2012. Then Spider-Man Homecoming came and changed it up. So there are a lot of problems with the timeline thanks to Spider-Man Homecoming. The intervention from Sony could be part of it. The desire, the overly diverse cast could be a problem for some people. For me, I don't mind a diverse cast, but what I mind is when you take established characters and change them just to fill some kind of quotient or quota. And my biggest problem with that movie is the fact that he has no secret identity. Everybody knows he's Spider-Man. Ned Leeds does. And Ned Leeds should be an older dude that is going for the affection of Betty Brant. And then he dies. and it's rumored he's the Hobgoblin. There are all these great things in this with Spider-Man. You see, the Spider-Man movies, there will never be a truly great Spider-Man series again until they start right and they plan for the future. We're going to make these 3 movies, and then we'll see where the future takes us. No. And then they're trying to throw everything in the kitchen sink at you, included. You know, Spider-Man 1 started out building up stuff. They mentioned Eddie's been on it for weeks. Was Eddie Brock out there? Are these things out there? Dr. Connors, all kinds of stuff. Doctor Strange, they mentioned. All these things were built in Spider-Man 1, 2, and then they kind of don't do it. To do a Spider-Man universe that will exist, that will stand the test of time, you got to start and try to be, well, this is the ultimate version, and then we're doing this and that, and then it just kind of falls apart, because by the 3rd movie, you're really going to have exhausted, well, now we're going to redo Doc Ock and Green Goblin and stuff, and, you know, maybe the Spider-Man video game are where people's imaginations are going to go, not the movies. People are like, well, I liked the movie, but the game's where it's at, and watch the movies as much. They're so focused on the game. Okay, so Infinity War fixed the timeline issue. Then I'm happy. Infinity War, Homecoming doesn't get a pass. I don't like it more, but Infinity War gets elevated even more. I wish I could convey to you guys how much I enjoy watching that movie. It's not Star Wars levels of happiness, like original Star Wars, not this new Disney bullshit. But when I do watch Infinity War, I feel like everything I've wanted and more was in that film, and I enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm seeing some stuff in the chat. Spider-Man from Civil War was a different character from Homecoming. Now, I was very down on Spider-Man's appearance in Civil War because I thought the MCU was doing so great without Spider-Man. It didn't need it. And I still don't think they need him. But when I saw Civil War, I was like, what? This is cool. There were a couple problems I had. First off, I hate how he goes. You ever seen that really old movie? Like how that's his shtick, it's his gimmick. That's how you're writing young kids. But then in the next Spider-Man Homecoming film, Spider-Man's a Star Wars nerd. He has Power of the Force 2 toys, which he's not getting easily. Just, you know, at his local Toys R Us, which is closed. He's got Star Wars stuff that he's had to have had for a long time. He's not old enough to have gotten it when it was new, but he's also a Star Wars fan. So unless he became a Star Wars fan like after the battle in Germany, see, little things like that bother me because jokes are great. I love jokes. We joked for an hour straight about Bat Dong this morning. But if it doesn't work within the realm of what's established, I think a joke is okay to skip out on. The film could be very much overcrowded. I'm not paying attention to the news and rumors. I'm busy with stealing Solo and the channel and all that stuff. So Spider-Man is kind of on the back burner of my brain. But it very well could be. We've seen an overcrowded Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man 2 was overcrowded. Spider-Man 3 was overcrowded. The fact that Amazing Spider-Man 1 exists, it's overcrowded. It bothers me. So, do you guys want to keep talking about the comic stuff? I think we do. Let's talk about this one. Now, this is always a hot button issue here on the channel. This man right here, James Gunn. Not going to talk about what he did, anyone's opinions. We're just going to talk about the facts. That's what you guys want. You want the facts. So just the facts, ma'am. James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 script is confirmed to be used. One of the more shocking developments for the MCU this year has been what has happened to Guardians 3. Disney fired James Gunn as its director after old tweets resurfaced. We already know the story. The decision sent shockwaves through the fandom that resulted in cast members speaking out and rising support for Gunn. Disney has decided not to reverse the course at this point, leaving the project without a director and in obviously worse shape. Even though Gunn isn't coming back as the director, his script has been a different story. Gunn finished the script prior to being fired, which set up years of adventures in the future MCU movies. While another director can come in and try to fill Gunn's shoes, changing the entire story as a task that appears to be too difficult. It was reported that his script would be, or mostly stay, but it has now been confirmed. His brother Sean Gunn has this to say: I really don't know yet what's going on with Guardians 3. I know that Disney still wants to make the movie. I know that they have every intention of using the script my brother wrote. Obviously, that was a very unfortunate situation for everybody, most of all him. But I'm also somebody who has been preparing to spend half a year making a movie, and now that's up in the air. So there you go. That's about as much confirmation as we can get on the topic. Who the heck is Sean Gunn? Sean Gunn is in Guardians of the Galaxy too. He's the funny Ravager guy. He's one of the he was one of Yondu's men. He's been in the movies since the beginning. I like him enough. I'm not going to all of a sudden act like he's the best part of those movies, but he's he's involved. He's involved, and maybe that shows the bigger picture that they do want to take the MCU to space. They need to replace Star Wars with another space franchise. And it's irreverent. It's funny. The first two movies don't change based on what happened from James Gunn. Just saying. They're there. They're what they are. You can like the decision. You can dislike the decision. You cannot care about the decision like some people. But the movies are what they are. They were successful. They changed the course of the MCU and the way genre entertainment is made. And I guess Disney wants to further the course. I guess they want to see if it's James Gunn's magic touch that makes the movies what they are, or it's just the writing and the actor can be in the director. Or do they pull a shadow director job where they tell you one person's directing, but it's secretly James Gunn for appearances? Okay, yeah, everyone's talking about that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm only excited for Infinity War Part 2 as well. Will I ever do movie reviews? I think it'll be interesting to hear your thoughts on that. Oh, I've done lots of movie reviews. You mean like a Muller-esque where I sit down and review a film? I could do that. I'm always open to expanding the channel and doing stuff that people want. I'm not stuck on the course of whatever. I don't do the channel just to fill some ego. I do it because it's fun and I love interacting with the people. Now, if I want to express myself, I'll do it through art and comics and stuff like that, and that's going great as well. But yeah, I could do movie reviews, but it just depends on what you want. Like usually, if you go back and you listen to our themed episodes, like we review the movies when they come out. So like Infinity War, the day it came out, we did a live watch or a live stream of it, or the day Solo came out, or The Last Jedi. So we usually do review movies like that. But if you were talking about a Muller-esque, analyzation. I'm going back to Batdong because I'm talking about anal and backdoor and all this other crap now. If you want an analysis of those types of movies, I'm working on one. I keep talking about working on one, but I want to do one for Patreon called Beverly Hills Cop: The Forgotten Blockbuster, because it's a movie that made so much money that is not part of popular culture. The brand does not hold a premium, and I believe it's because of Eddie Murphy's fall from grace. And the only reason I wouldn't put it on here is because I want to use music and do all kinds of stuff, because Beverly Hills Cop is one part Eddie Murphy, one part the music, and one part the rest of the cast and directing. It's a three trick pony. It needs all three of those parts to operate. And when you get rid of a director in number 2, you get a much different product. And when you get rid of the cast and the same music, then you get number 3, and it's garbage. I've watched every MCU Netflix show, every episode of every show. Daredevil seasons 1 and 2, fantastic. Love it. Daredevil is my second favorite Marvel character. I got high praise for that show. Jessica Jones, overrated garbage. It's very, very much a feminist agenda show. Not that I dislike shows with female leads. That's not the problem. What the problem is when Jessica Jones says, oh, you're sleeping with a bunch of people, that's as bad as killing people, and they mean it. And then Patsy Walker, who's a verified shit, a murderous piece of shit, gets away with it. Why? Because you can't penalize her for being a piece of shit. Other characters get their comeuppance, don't like it. Iron Fist, not that good. I like it more than Jessica Jones. I like Colleen Wing. If anyone says, "Oh, you criticize the female characters," look, Danny Rand is kind of bland. Ward Meacham's okay, but I like Colleen Wing. She may be my favorite character from the Iron Fist TV show. I like her journey. I don't really like her getting the power of the Iron Fist because it goes against what Danny Rand fought for, and it makes him as guilty as Davos in many ways. But Iron Fist season 2 got better, but it's not great. Luke Cage is hit and miss. Sometimes it's awesome, sometimes it's garbage. It depends. Mike Coulter is a good Luke Cage. I love Rosario Dawson. Not a fan of Black Mariah, and that's her character name. That's not me using a descriptor of her color. I didn't like Cottonmouth. I liked Shades. He was kind of cool. Misty Knight, I really liked her. I thought the actress did a good job, and I like her for other reasons. So Misty Knight's cool in my book. The Defenders was the biggest disappointment of all of them, and then I liked Punisher a whole hell of a lot. So there you go. I just gave you my reviews of the Marvel shows on Netflix. I watch all of them. I binge watch them. I will be watching Daredevil season 3, not the day it comes out, because that is the end of the Stealing Solo campaign. That is my birthday weekend. All the guys from the channel will be here, and I won't have time to binge watch it. Maybe I'll take that Monday after I recover from drinking for 2 nights straight that I'm turning 30, and I'll watch Daredevil season 2. But yeah. There we go. I covered it all in 3 minutes? Overall, I enjoy it. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I watched the first 4 episodes, thought it was shit. Cloak and Dagger, Runaways, not worth my time. Did watch every episode of Agent Carter. Good show. Good enough show. I really liked her, and I liked the 40s setting, and I liked Howard Stark popping up every once in a while. Kind of cool. So that's about it. Yeah, Defenders was a letdown. Where does Iron Fist from Luke Cage season 2 come in at? I guess Iron Fist comes in at midway through season 2 of Luke Cage. I was looking forward to seeing more of them teaming up because I like that dynamic. Luke Cage, though, he becomes the bad guy, and that's interesting and different. At least Iron Fist season 2 leaves you with what the fuck? I guess I might watch next. I don't need to see Patsy Walker get superpowers, become Hellcat, unless she becomes the villain, and then I'm going to be okay with her and Jessica duking it out. But I don't really... Everybody in Jessica Jones, they're all pieces of shit characters. Jerry Hogarth, Jessica, Patsy, Malcolm's pretty douchey. David Tennant was a fantastic actor, but he is a bad person. So I can't really root for anyone in Jessica Jones. I really don't care. The little kid of the Hispanic dude downstairs, that's the only character I care about, because you don't want to see some little kid suffer for Jessica Jones being terrible. How the hell are people saying that the Captain Marvel trailer is, or criticizing it as racist? That kind of defeats their whole argument. How those people, you're a fucking white male. Well, you can't, it's not a race thing. I don't wake up in the morning and say, man, I don't like white superheroes because they're white. I dislike certain heroes because they suck. I don't care what color you are. I think criticizing equally is the best way for to show how unbiased you are about, gender or color or orientation. Guys, I don't care that if Iceman was a gay character from the start. I don't like the character, but I don't like you changing the character either because you're a lazy, stupid bad writer. No, I don't accept those things. If you make a new character and they're gay and they go home to their family or whatever, it doesn't take me out of the story or make me dislike it. If the story's good, if it's a pre-established thing, if you have gay black superheroes, I don't have I'm biased against it. It just has to be cool. I don't care if Spawn's black. Spawn's kind of cool. The story does kind of go off the rails a little bit down the road, but still, it's a cool concept, cool character. Oh, Iron Fist from season 2 of Luke Cage was different from Iron Fist of season 2. Yeah, he was. He was a lot cooler there. I guess when you have other directors and you're not focused on... See, the Iron Fist story is so small. Punisher's story goes a little deeper. It has a government involvement. It has all kinds of stuff going down. Daredevil, bigger crime syndicate issues. Luke Cage, bigger issues. But Iron Fist is like a gang war and like 4 other people from the police. And I guess I want a Batman show like I'd want an Iron Fist show where the character just goes out and solves shit, and then the next episode there's a thread between everything, but it's not always about, that one story arc. Ricardo Guerra, thank you very much for your super chat. My race issue with Captain Marvel is the trope of Maria Rambeau being a black single mother. Valid point. I did not know that Maria Rambeau was a single black mother. I'm not a Captain Marvel fan. But I'm an MCU fan. That's why I've commented so much. But there are a lot of tropes. It's funny. It's the wokest of entertainment that plays the heaviest on racial stereotypes, and they're not even being funny. Like, playing on a stereotype for a joke works. Look at Eddie Murphy. He played on some stereotypes back in the 80s for jokes, and at one point in time, he was the greatest comedian in the world. One point in time, not anymore. But these woke forms of entertainment do it, seriously, and it just, I don't know. I guess I'm not as upset as you are, Licardo, but I'm not excited enough to support the character either. Why can't you know what? I'll get into this for a minute. My mom gets pissed off about a lot of this stuff too, because my mom, as you know, my dad was black, my mom's white. She dealt with shit back in the 80s. So it was a different time. I can talk about how great the 80s were for entertainment, music, movies, comics, all that stuff, TV shows, awesome. But in 1986, when they got together, and 87 when they were married, there was a lot of racial stigmas and stereotypes. And my mom gets pissed when she sees a movie that has a black guy and a white woman, and they're only together because of, a sexual attraction. They never portray them as a positive thing. That's the kind of shit that pisses her off. My mom doesn't really read too much into movies, but that's the one thing that she's like, this is bullshit. This is the same shit people have been treating or acting like for years. This is the stuff I dealt with back in the day. And they can't, when it's the other way around, it's like the greatest love, the greatest romance, in history. But when it's this, it's stereotypical, and that shit pisses her off. So I can see where people come from, like you, Licardo, talking about Maria Rambeau and the single black mother, the trope. They want to talk about tropes in video games, women tropes, and the Sarkeesian effect and stuff, but it only affects a certain thing. It only affects their life experience. They don't go the other route. They don't think about the other half, how they live, how it's portrayed. So I'm glad you brought that up, because those kind of things are important. It's not cool. It's not the cool side of being woke. That's we're focused on this one thing, and then eventually we'll get to that. And then by the time you would get to that, your woke cause has died a horrible, painful death because it never was a cause to begin with. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get to on an egg. If I get on an egg cart, I'm going to crush the motherfucker. Ragnock Ulfbert, thank you very much again. Stargate SG-1 was a good show and various storylines. Stargate's something I should check out. I know Joel watched it religiously. He is a sci-fi nut. I should call Joel. Joel, if you hear this, hi, happy belated birthday again. But no, if Joel can get his audio issues fixed, I'd like to have Joel on the show regularly to talk with you guys about sci-fi, because this seems to be a very heavy sci-fi crowd. Star Wars Expanded Universe, Star Trek, Stargate. What is that one show? The guy's name was Ben Bowers. He was like it wasn't Stargate, though. It was another science fiction-y show. I used to watch that with Joel. That one was pretty decent. Escape. Yeah, Farscape was the name of the show. Joel is the sci-fi guy. So I'll try to get Joel to get a better audio setup, and Joel can join me on some of that stuff, because I know you guys want to hear us talk about sci-fi, and that's fun. I want to have a lot of fun with that. Oh, if you're late to the party, you've missed Bat Dong, the illustrated series. I know I always say, this is our best episode. This is that. Look, our Captain Marvel episode last week, I thought was one of the strongest episodes of Good Morning Pop Culture that I put out. I was real passionate about, the unity between comic book fans and the community. You don't want to tear us apart. You want people to build it up. And then you go to communities like we have here with World Class Bullshitters, and you see the good people. People are like, hey, I heard your dogs were born. I hope they were, birthed well. Or, oh, you had a surgery, or this or that. It's your birthday. Everybody wishes everybody a happy birthday. It's a lot of fun. But today started out as one of the funniest openings. So if you haven't had a chance, if you're late to the party, make sure you go back and you listen to the first 45 minutes to an hour. Bat Dong, the illustrated series, was I think I'm going to call this Bat Dong, the illustrated series over on iTunes. That sounds like a pretty good title. I mean, Holy Genital Rights Batman hooked you, but Bat Dong, the illustrated series, kept you around. The Pui, thank you very much for your super chat. Absolutely outstanding rant, Jeff. Thank you. The Pui, thank you very much. I appreciate you spending every morning with Good Morning Pop Culture. I appreciate everybody. With the Pui, you go above and beyond all the time. Very polite. Always ask me how my mom is. You know, that's the way to my heart. Asking her how she is. Good lady. Deserves the attention. So thank you very much, the Pui. Ant-Man and the Wasp wasn't universally liked. Media didn't report it. I wonder if it will be the same for Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is going to be like Black Panther and The Last Jedi. The media will bend over, backwards or forwards, depending on how you think they want to take it. The media will bend over for Captain Marvel because the narrative of this film is all important. But like I said earlier in the week, I hope Marvel was very, cautious, or it was very intentional the way they picked the release date for Captain Marvel, because we'll be talking about Captain Marvel, and if it's an SJW dumpster fire, they only have to do like 50 days of that, and they think they can suppress the media for 50 days to talk about that, and then people will be focused on Infinity War. See, Marvel, I don't think Marvel will officially respond to any criticisms of Captain Marvel. What will probably happen is they'll just start talking about Infinity War more. Oh, another trailer comes out, another piece of information comes out, or leaks, or something big on that set to instill excitement. Marvel has been slick not to allow negativity to seep into their brand. So DC is nothing but one big negativity rant. But Marvel has been slick enough and lucky enough to avoid that kind of stuff. Let's see. I'm trying to check out what we're saying. I'll lend Joel my Yeti mic to get the digits. Ruges, I'll talk to Joel. I'll talk to him, man. Joel's a good dude. He's a lot of fun. I bet you two would become good friends if you met. Joel's a really easy to get along with dude. He's one of those guys, you talk to him for 5 minutes, he's telling you his life story, and he'll go, let me tell you my problem with this comic book, or George Perez, or this or that. Joel is a good guy. Joel moving away sucked because we hung out. Joel lived a mile away. We hung out 2 or 3 times a week. We'd get Chipotle, go to the comic book store, all that stuff. So I only see Joel once a year. I got to make that change. I'd like for Joel to visit, him visit once a year, I visit once a year, and then we go to WrestleMania. So we hang out 3 times a year. That's a future of Joel. SC Review shows a photo of Spider-Man in the black suit in one of his videos. I saw that. It's on the top of a Ferris wheel. My guess is that it's it looks like an effects suit. So I don't think they're going to go symbiote with Spider-Man Far From Home. I think they're just going to do actual black costume, or they're just going to graft on CGI to his suit. We'll have a time to we'll learn about that soon enough. That movie comes out next summer. So whoop-de-doo, I'm going to be talking about Spider-Man next year. Listen to the excitement in my voice. Again, I would rather spend 12 hours reading Bat Dong, the illustrated series, than I would watch that movie once. Just me. I'm into torturing myself. Speaking of reading, yes, I have watched or read Heavy Metal Magazine. Guilty. I used to read it for the boobs because you could go to Media Play and read a comic book with boobs, and I liked that stuff. But I do enjoy the movie because I think it's terrible, but there's something I like about it. Old, stinky 80s sci-fi with a little dash of shitty 70s fantasy. I love it. I love it. By the way, Road Warrior, I'm calling you out, man. You're going to watch George A. Romero's Creep Show around Halloween. Well, we're going to watch it on Halloween. This is the perfect time to tell you guys that we will be announcing within the next week our entire Halloween live stream schedule. And you're thinking, oh, they're going to watch 2 or 3 movies on Halloween. No. All day Halloween. Hell, there may not be a Good Morning Pop Culture. There may be a Halloween-themed Good Morning Pop Culture. But basically, Halloween is an all-day stream. We have it clocked at 17 hours and 54 minutes of movies. We're going to treat it like a Joe Bob Briggs drive-in. We're going to have the drive-in totals. We're going to be talking about the movies. We're going to be hanging out with you guys for almost 18 hours straight. It's going to go beyond Halloween. It's going to start out probably about 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you guys have sick days or off days from school, or if you have the ability to be home, we're going to be streaming all day, and we'd love you to hang out. We'll be making the lists available so you guys can go rent your copies, buy copies, see if you own them. Me personally, I own a lot of the movies, and Creepshow is on that list. Creepshow will be watched. That's one of the choices I made. I chose Creepshow, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 because it's a shit show, and we have a bunch of other movies, and they're fun. They range from slasher flicks to gory sci-fi to all kinds of stuff. So we are really celebrating Halloween in a much different way. And if you're a patron, you guys are going to get very focused commentary. So you'll get They Live, you'll get It, you'll get some roundtables, you get all kinds of fun stuff that's going to be coming your way. So even if you just like Halloween a bit, be prepared for October, because I'm not going to stop the stream of entertainment the way we do it now. There will be Good Morning Pop Culture, the single videos, the High Council, all of that stuff will be focused on the geek culture that we all know and love. We'll talk about Star Wars, Captain Marvel, Bat Dong, Spider-Man, all that stuff. But there will be extra content given to you to celebrate my favorite holiday, Nick's, Kendo's, not Dion. Dion loves Easter. That's his favorite. I don't know. We all love Halloween, okay? We all love Halloween. It's a fantastic holiday. It's a holiday where you get to dress up, drink, be a little bit of a man whore if you're like some of us out there. So Halloween is the perfect holiday for adults. And kids alike. Kids get to go trick or treat. Then they fall asleep after they have that sugar rush. The parents can dress up, drink, do all the fun stuff they want to do too. And we're celebrating it on the channel. So be prepared. I'm excited. I wish it was Halloween today. I watched Halloween 1 yesterday and The Dead Zone to get in the zone, for no pun intended. Excuse me. Idio Hugima, thank you very much for your super chat. In boobs we trust. Yes, in boobs we trust. I trust. I believe in boobs. I believe in cleavage dent. Let's see. People love Halloween, all kinds of stuff. So, guys, seriously, Halloween. If you have the time, join us. And we're going to tell you the times too. We're not just going to give you a list of movies and then make it up as we go. We're going to say, well, we're watching the original John Carpenter Halloween at 9 p.m. or this or that. So you guys will know. You will have plenty of heads up. You'll have plenty of time to be prepared for that live stream. It's going to be fantastic. Do you think after Infinity War Part 2, the Guardians of the Galaxy will meet the Avengers often, or more new space villains introduced to Earth? I don't think we'll see the Avengers for a while. I think we'll just see at the end of the movie the Avengers will return and will be focused on other stuff. Unless they pull a secret invasion where the Skrulls have been on Earth the entire time. And, imagine... I feel like they'll pull that because that's what Captain Marvel is. Captain Marvel really isn't meant to introduce females into the MCU. It's meant to introduce Skrulls and hopefully win some inclusivity points. That's what I feel like. Well, if you're going to Las Vegas for SEMA, which is that car show, you're having a much better time. But there's always the replay of the live stream. Will we have a Christmas special? Yeah, we watch Die Hard every Christmas on the channel. But we could do another Christmas stream. I told you guys we're going to slow it down a bit because there's a lot of stuff we want to do for Christmas with families. I'm going to do more comic book stuff. I'm going to make sure your early bird certificates are out. And there will be a world-class bullshitter store in time for the holidays. So if you guys want to get yourself t-shirts and stuff, we're going to make sure that all that stuff is coming to you. So Christmas is going to be a very busy time here on the channel. But we will make the time to do the Grinch, something else, and Die Hard. We can do a Christmas special. Last year we actually had a Christmas party for the guys. Kendo drove in from out of town. Some of the guys that used to be on the show. It was fun. It was a nice way to celebrate the holiday. I'll see if Phil wants to do that. I brought a ham. No, my mom made a pork roast. Oh, so good. We got drunk. It was right after The Last Jedi came out. I talked to a dude for 3 hours straight on why he's wrong. We don't like each other very much. A Shane Black movie marathon for Christmas. As long as The Predator is not on that list, we'll make it happen. Yeah, my mom is awesome. She's as cool as you can imagine. I don't just build her up on the channel to, you're making her sound good. No, she's legitimately that cool. Legitimately that cool. So, yeah, I'm happy to have that as my parent. A lot of people are like, oh, I hate my mom. I hate this. No, me, I don't. I'm lucky. I got two parents rolled into one. She's like a double parent. Do you feel like the director for the MCU Spider-Man movie was a random choice? He doesn't understand the characters. Yeah, I think a lot of that movie is corporate meddling the movie. It doesn't matter who directs. It doesn't matter. It's about hitting points. They want the inclusivity agenda points. They want to make sure that Spider-Man sells toys and moves merchandise and that he's involved with the MCU to make as much money as possible in that last Avengers movie. I don't think a story or a future franchise is important with the current MCU Spider-Man. That was the case with the original Sam Raimi flick. Before you got to Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man, those Sam Raimi Spider-Man flicks felt like they were going to go on forever. Like they had shit planned out. You know, they had Dr. Connors constantly being teased to becoming the Lizard. Bruce Campbell kept popping up. There was all those fan theories. There's all kinds of stuff that it seemed like they were planning for. And now these Spider-Man movies are just like, we're going to throw it all at the beginning and we're going to tease it. We're not going to build to it. We're going to tease it and then nothing happens because it gets rebooted. So I have made rum ham, Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan, over on my Instagram page, the Jeff Hicks, which has a lot of unfinished drawings. There are pictures of rum ham, and I like to cook. You know, that's a good thing about when I was in college with my girlfriend. We would do stuff, and I'd cook, and she'd clean it up. So it was a good balance. I liked that. But I've made many a rum ham. Depending on my mood, do I want a boozier rum ham or an okay rum ham? Here's the secret to rum ham. You take that seasoning packet that comes with your hams, you put a shitload of butter and sugar in there, and then you put rum and you let it get real thick. And then sometimes, what you always do is you take a couple shots of the rum and then you toss some rum into the pan, and then you pour the glaze over the top and you get in between the slices. And then when you cook it, it's incredible. It's incredible. Huh? Jeff is an artist? No, I wish that Stealing Solo would exist, and then the artwork just poof, like Johnny Wishbone. Yeah, folks, press the like button. We have 403 viewers, like 406. Let's get 410 likes on this rum ham edition of Good Morning Pop Culture. You know what? I'm going to show you guys the rum ham real quick. Instead of making you look, let me show you the rum ham. Let me find a decent tab to change, which I will, and I'll show you the rum ham. It sounds a lot dirtier that it says, show me the rum ham. Well, okay, I will show you said rum ham. It was delicious. I haven't eaten yet today because of the intermittent fasting, and now I'm starving. Ugh. So here's the rum ham right there, ladies and gentlemen. The rum ham. And it was good. It was as good as you think. Delicious. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. Rum. This better not be porn. Well, it's food porn. I tell you what. Look at that crispy edge on the ham. It was juicy. It was succulent. That juice at the bottom of the pan. Oh, my God. I got to stop. Like, I'm just drinking coffee here. My stomach is crumbling looking at stuff. Let's see. Spider-Man is the only thing keeping Sony movie studios alive. Yeah, and then there's that stupid Into the Spider-Verse movie coming out, which I'm not excited for at all. I don't think I'll watch it. Let's see. Stop making me hungry. I tell you what. Yeah, I love King of the Hill so much. I use Coca-Cola on my Xmas ham. Christmas ham sounds pretty good. Christmas is a good time to eat. So is Thanksgiving. Yes, I ate that. Not only did I eat it, I cooked it. So it was fun all around. Jeff talks ham, Ethan talks pie. Well, everyone's got to have their own food kink. I don't know. I do enjoy a good meal, but I'm not a food snob, but there's just certain things I won't eat. Like, if somebody's like, hey man, let's go to have lunch. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to eat McDonald's because it's not good. Doesn't taste good, not good for you type of thing. I guess the junkiest of junk food I'll consume is like a Chipotle because there are some benefits to it. Plus, I know it sounds really shitty, but like if you load up on a burrito and then you go lift, you got a lot of energy, which I do. So I might do that today after the show, have Chipotle for lunch and then go lift because today I had it was my first big lift day in a while. So I'm excited to get back to that. What's Jeremy's food kink? The cotton candy haired Jeremy. He just loves to lick his I almost said something way worse than I wanted to. He licks his scalp. I almost said a different type of skin, a bat dong skin. I was like, whoa, if I said that, I feel bad because I don't want people to think I have it in for poor Jeremy. Oh, love of burritos. Papayas taste like a foot, says Barbarella Alpha. I don't know. When you're saying that, I keep thinking of mango. I like the texture of mango quite a bit. I also like the flavor of mango. Your thing is ham. Ethan's is pie. Jeremy's thing is Dr. Pepper because you need a drink to wash it down. You know, not to sound like a snob, I refuse to drink pop. Only will I drink it if I'm having a mixer with booze, and even then, the sugar is just not worth it. But, you know, that's me. Jeremy's food kink is pork rinds. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. Yeah, Perth Collins, you got it right. Ragnar Ulfbert, thank you very much for your super chat. What do y'all think of the Linux engineers trying to fight back against the SJWs that infiltrated their group and forced a code of conduct to take over? I look at it like I look at all businesses. That kind of shit is not important to the bottom line of a business, to progress in the field of whatever. You should always, like, in making a like, okay, if I'm involved with computer technology stuff, I don't care about who makes the shit. I don't care if it's person from every color from walk of life or a bunch of fat white dudes. I want the best product. I want it in under budget. I want important things. I don't care about the optics of my company. If we were producing a multi-million-dollar business and it was all Croatians, I wouldn't care if it's not diverse or whatever. It's not that stuff. I think it's good to fight back because we're at the turning point of this whole SJW garbage. And I will call it garbage. I don't want to pick out, I don't want people to be singled out for their race. That's not cool. What I do want, though, is for people to do the best work. I want the best product. I want to know going out there that when I give my money or I dedicate my time to learning the Linux code or that's all the operating system, that I'm not really focused on who's making it. It's that it's the best. There's no bugs. It's the most diverse, accessible, and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's funny that these people are fighting back. You need to, because it's all weird corporate decisions coming from the top. The people, the consumers, aren't really worried about this stuff. The consumers want to buy good stuff cheap, like, the slogan of Ollie's. Ironically, that's where you can go buy Star Wars stuff cheap, but it ain't that good anymore. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this on air, but that bullshit copyright claim was reversed on the channel. So if I've said that, I'm sorry for repeating myself, but if I haven't, I guess they got my message or they heard the show or something. They're like, oh, God, okay, I'm not going to go after them. But I could understand if we used their music and we got, dinged for it. Not even the same fucking instruments were used in that song. There's no word. Anyway, I'm not getting back into it, but we won that one. So thank you, YouTube. You actually did something right. But yeah, it's funny that the code, make sure you ask me that again. You don't even have to send another super chat. Ragnarok, please, if you do watch World Class Bullshitters tomorrow night, ask me that, because Nick is the tech guy on the channel and he will have a lot to say about that because he's not SJW friendly. Dion is. That's why we make fun of him with Lena Dunham, muff crumbs, and horses and all that other bullshit. All that other happy horse shit. American Trent says, what's the good meal to cook for the girlfriend and myself? I did see a recipe for, I can't believe I'm talking about recipes on this show, for an apple butter chicken. It had like an apple butter crusted chicken with root vegetables. You know what, dude? Make something easy. Like a big roast or something that you can cook in a pan, and it just kind of comes out and everything's cooked in that pan together. That way you can make dinner for you and her. You can eat it. You can get seconds, and when it's time to put it away, you can either just cover it in foil, put it back in the fridge so you guys can go do what you have to do, or you just one pan meals in the beginning, man, and then after that, ask her what she likes, make that, and rotate. Variety is the spice of life. Don't ever make the same shit constantly. Taco Tuesdays aren't a good deal unless they're, served with tequila. Ragnar Ulfbert, thank you very much again for your super chat. Linux is free. They want to break coders in general. Well, coders, Don't be the last line of defense. Or, keep pushing back. Don't give up. I can see, look, I'm self-aware enough to know if a belief or ideals that I may have are, not whatever. But the shit I'm into, the shit I believe in is about equality. It treats these people the same. There's no differences. It's just they want to bastardize and change stuff, and I don't like that at all. I can't get behind that kind of stuff. Ragnar Ulfbert again, thank you very much. He says, leave to the people what they do for free to stop it. Okay, leave it to the people that do it for free to stop it. Yeah. Come on, coders of Linux. I believe in you. Save computers, save technology. Do it for all of us. All out of bubblegum. Thank you very much and good morning. Rum ham, yummy, yummy. What kind of sugar did you use? White or brown? And what kind of rum? I used brown sugar, of course, because brown sugar, I believe, has molasses in it. So it's got a better, richer, darker flavor. Like Freddy Krueger says, how sweet, dark meat. And then I just used a bottle of Bacardi. That's what was available to me. And I used real butter. Don't ever use margarine. I know some people think, well, margarine's healthier because it has less fat or whatever. I'm not a health expert, but I have learned to not put anything that says hydrogenated oils in my body. And margarine's made up of a bunch of chemicals. I believe butter is just what? Salt and cream. And you kind of churn it until it forms butter. So the less ingredient products and the more natural they are, the better they're going to taste and the better they are for you. So if you can't pronounce it, I usually try not to eat it. What about doo-doo butter? Well, make your own and consume at your own risk. That's all I'm saying about the doo-doo butter. Was that a church bell? Sorry. No, I live on a main hillbillies that like to beep their horn in the middle of the day. Like I've said on the show, to the right of me, the neighbors are pretty much hillbillies. To the left of me, we have this black family. And I feel bad for them because they have a kid who's handicapped and they yell at that kid constantly. So I feel bad for the kid. I could understand people having arguments and fight stuff. That's none of my business. But you can hear that the kid has issues. And I just really feel bad that it's almost like Chunk and Sloth from the Goonies. You remember how they yell at Sloth when he's chained up? It's kind of like one of those situations. So there's nothing I can do, but I feel bad about it. Black Billies. They could be all Billies. Who knows? African Appalachian Americans. There we go. That's my next comic book series. So I keep talking about food, and we're looking at a picture of Bill Cosby. So let me just state this for the record. I do not like Bill Cosby. I never have. I don't think he's funny. I don't like Cosby Show. The best thing Bill Cosby was ever involved with, in my opinion, was that Eddie Murphy stand-up. Would like to talk to you. And, he just rips into Bill Cosby, and Richard Pryor tells him to shut the fuck up. I am not a Bill Cosby fan. With this whole Cosby thing, it's entertainment. I just wanted to cover it because, right now, entertainment's not really just about entertainment. There are all kinds of politics, social issues, and other problems that get brought up. Now, Bill Cosby did some bad shit, and he's finally going to get his comeuppance. So, our stance on this. Don't prey on anybody. Don't hurt anybody. Be it physical, emotional, mental, sexual, all that stuff. It's bad. Just don't hurt. Don't cause harm for people. It's not cool. That's not what we're about here on the channel. So television star and comedian Bill Cosby has been sentenced to serve 3 to 10 years in a state prison following his guilty conviction for drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constand in 2004. Montgomery County Judge Stephen O'Neill made the sentencing, ruling Cosby a sexually violent predator. The saga revolving around Cosby's sexual offenses go back decades, but was not examined by the public eye until stand-up comedian Hannibal Buress brought the allegations to light during the 2014 routine, The resulting examination into the image of otherwise clean and family-friendly figure resulted in numerous additional allegations of rape and drug-facilitated sexual assault and battery going way back to 1968, all the way back to 1968, In the following years, multiple organizations and companies cut ties with Cosby, with reruns of his once celebrated TV show being taken off the air. After a mistrial in 2017 and retrial in found Cosby guilty of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault against Constant. Per THR, Judge Stephen O'Neill sentenced Cosby to 3 to 10 years of total confinement in state prison, along with a $25,000 fine. The sentencing came from a recommendation from the prosecutors who argued that Cosby was still a danger to women and the community at large. Cosby's lawyers, on the other hand, requested house citing Cosby at age 81 and his status as legally blind. So that is what Bill Cosby will be remembered for. I just wanted to cover that because it was a point that, is relevant to entertainment. A lot of people abuse power. Celebrities abuse power. Everybody abuses power. We don't get into the politics, but even in that realm, people abuse power. And like I said, I wasn't a Bill Cosby fan. Never. This is bullshit. So, justice is served. The bat dong has been laid down on Bill Cosby. But I thought his show sucked. That was, as a kid, when the Cosby Show would come on, it was time for me to turn off the TV or change to another channel, because Fox would show Fox Kids from 3 to 5. They'd show X-Men, Spider-Man, Power Rangers, other stuff. And then when Cosby Show came on, I was done. I hated that show. Whenever I would see the musical number, when they were dancing to the theme and all that stuff, just turned it off. So, I don't know what you guys think about this. Are there Bill Cosby fans? Have you guys changed your opinion in light of these allegations coming out? I have a different stance on the man. I used to think, well, maybe he's just a bad comedian that I don't like, and he's this kind of person. He's way worse than I ever thought. So that's the Bill Cosby stuff. People like his old stand-up shows. Bill Cosby himself was a great comedy show. That's what he did. I was never a fan either. Okay, so I'm not alone in my dislike. It's not even a black thing, because there was this girl in college. Remember how I talk about the woke professor that I had in college? There was this girl that sat next to me. She was cool. She was, I guess you would call, she looked like Zazie Beetz, had the same hair. And I guess people would call her woke. Maybe not, though. This was before woke was a thing, and she was pretty level-headed and cool. Her and I used to talk about stuff, and because we had to write a paper about diversity in entertainment. I chose Axel Foley as the best black character represented in films because, his race is not an issue. He's just a great character that happens to be black, and that's the important thing. She talked about something. I asked about the Cosby Show and how I didn't like it, and I think she was half joking but half serious, which is like, do you not like shows with black leads? I said, no. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, one of the best shows ever made. It hit the hard issues, but it was genuinely funny. Cosby Show, I think, was trying to send a message to white America. Like you, we have the same issues, this and that. And if you go back and watch I Love the 80s, and you go back and you watch shows that examine the Cosby Show, they say how important it was for black America. Maybe it was. Maybe I was born too late. Maybe because I don't look at America as black America and white America, that the show just doesn't interest me. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was funny, much better acted. Will Smith, not everything he does was perfect, but Will Smith, Carlton, every character on the show brought something. There's on the Cosby Show, there's Rudy, there's Theo. The mom's not funny at all. Aunt Viv was funny. Remember the time where she trained to become a ballet dancer or whatever? Or the second Aunt Viv when she would burn Uncle Phil? Funny shit. Jeffrey Butler was great too. Remember the time of there was that pregnancy scare with Carlton? So many great moments from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I tried doing Cosby. It's so boring, and I'm so just not a fan of Bill Cosby whatsoever. The show looked at differently now. Maybe it did good back in the day, and now because of Bill Cosby's actions, it won't anymore. I feel sorry for everyone that suffered from Bill Cosby's shit, but I feel sorry for people that weren't involved, that lose the residual checks or whatever. I mean, yeah, Lisa Bonet's got money and she's married to Jason Momoa, and that's a much different story. But look at the guy that was on the Cosby Show who can't get work anymore. I believe he played Tiger Woods on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He was working at Trader Joe's. Excuse me. There were checks that came in. So the Cosby Show not being shown on TV anymore affects a lot more people. The Pui, thank you very much, The Pui. Yes, it's a terrible show. It is. And I don't know, the worst thing that came from this is the fact that we'll never get the delicious Jell-O pudding pops. Those were good. I'm not even joking. I remember eating those as a kid. Those were one of the best frozen snacks ever. If we could get those under another branded name, like, I don't know, Schmoopy Loops or something, Goldberg's reference. By the way, Goldberg's come back tonight. For the rest of the season, I'm going to give a 2-minute Goldberg update because I'm going to get up extra early to watch the Goldbergs before Good Morning Pop Culture, and we'll have a fun little Goldberg moment. So if you guys have terrestrial TV available, make sure that you guys watch the Goldbergs tonight. I believe it's 8 p.m. on ABC. Yes, that's a Disney channel, but my God, the Goldbergs a fantastic show. And this Halloween, they're having Freddy Krueger on, so I won't get to watch that episode live, but I will watch it the next day for all of you guys. The Cosby Show way of life passed by the time Fresh Prince came out. That's the way life was. Supposedly, the Cosby Show at some point garnered 92% ratings in its day. It was popular. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it wasn't popular. I don't like Seinfeld, one of the most popular shows of all time. So comedy's subjective. What people like depends on their tastes. For me, the most popular opinion isn't always what I like. I like Star Wars. That may be the most popular franchise ever. I like it because it's something special to me. It's Star Wars is different to so many different people. I never got into Star Wars because, oh man, everybody used to like this back in the day and I got to get involved with what's cool. That's where the fake fandom comes in. That's where the Funko Pop generation comes in. They get involved because it's popular. The Big Bang Theory is not the best show on TV. It never was, but it's the most popular show. So people watch it. They get involved with geek culture because they see what's on TV. They want to keep up with the Joneses. Maybe Cosby Show was like that. When Cosby Show was on, I was watching sometimes Full House or Fresh Prince. I caught Fresh Prince a lot in reruns. That was on Channel 64 at like 6 o'clock here in Cincinnati. And depending on what time we ate dinner, I would watch Fresh Prince. Watch Fresh Prince, not watch it. That'd be kind of weird. Watching an adult at 5 years old. But that is a show that when that hits Netflix or Amazon or Hulu, I will binge watch the shit out of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and The Simpsons. I will binge watch those in like as few sittings as possible. I did Third Rock from the Sun. Took me back to some great memories. Those shows are great too. Married with Children was my go-to sitcom. Married with Children, fantastic show. I watched that as a kid. That was again on syndication. I think at one point in time it would go like Cosby Show and then Married with Children was on. And I would not watch Cosby Show, but I loved Al Bundy. There was something about Al Bundy and his family that was just, even as a kid, I found the show funny. Peg Bundy looked weird. Bud Bundy was a douche and a loser. And Al was just so depressed. And, fat jokes are funny at any age. You can be 3 years old, 5 years old. If you understand what they're talking about, you probably are laughing at what Al Bundy was talking about. Let's see. How about Home Improvement? JSP Home Improvement is... Tim Allen is my favorite TV dad. If I could have a TV dad be my own, it would be Tim the Toolman Taylor or Uncle Phil. Why? Because Tim the Toolman Taylor seemed like a good dad who was there, and Uncle Phil was rich, who was also there as a good dad. So, but no, I loved Home Improvement. I watched that show religiously over the summer, right before Solo: A Star Wars Story came out. I was watching Home Improvement every day. So like all those videos that you guys watched, I usually was watching Home Improvement as I was rendering them. So Home Improvement is one of my favorite shows. Can we get a look at the 007 article on the side? Yes, we can. Ask and you shall receive on World Class Bullshitters. James Bond rumor: Henry Cavill eyed to replace Daniel Craig after Bond 25. Henry Cavill is reportedly being eyed for the next James Bond. In 2011, Cavill snagged a highly coveted role of Warner Brothers' new Superman, but his superhero career hasn't gone according to plan. After just 3 appearances, there have been reports that Cavill is already to leave the role behind. This comes on the heels of him being cast in the Netflix Witcher series, which I won't watch. One of the most talked about potential next roles for Cavill has been James Bond. Daniel Craig currently plays the role in the MGM and Eon produced films, but Bond 25 is scheduled to be his final outing. The studio will need someone to replace him eventually, and the new rumors suggest they already have their eyes on Henry Cavill. Gossip sites like Crazy Days and Nights via comic book shared blind item rumors last week that a studio was looking to cast a foreign-born former superhero as a replacement in a long-running franchise. Today, the site revealed that the mystery rumor was about in regards to Henry Cavill being on as the next Bond. This is still a rumor at this point from the same site that recently shared Tom Cruise Green Lantern casting rumor. Since the validity of the rumor is just that, a rumor and yet unknown, it's best to take it with a grain of salt or two. I have made it widely known that Henry Cavill is my choice for the next James Bond. You guys know how I feel about 007. I don't need to reiterate my points, but of all the actors available, there's something about him that I like. He's got the confidence, the masculinity, the look, the charisma, all that stuff. I liked The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I loved Mission Impossible Fallout. The guy, maybe not a Daniel Craig level of actor, because I don't like Daniel Craig as Bond, but I do give him credit. As an actor, he's one of the strongest actors to play James Bond outside of his role as 007. There's just so many great things I think Daniel Craig has done. But I'll give him credit. But Henry Cavill is my next choice. In a world full of woke losers and jabronis, James Bond needs to be the last bastion of, the old world, and the world around him can evolve. And I like Henry Cavill. That is the only actor that will get me legitimately excited for the next Bond flick. Why not give the people what they want? Idris Elba, a black James Bond won't work. These companies want money. They want the results. You can't woke guilt people. I'm not gonna fucking watch a black James Bond flick. I'll watch a black superhero movie if he's based on a black character. I'll watch a black action movie if it's new. I will watch The Equalizer, Denzel Washington, all that stuff. If John Wick started out as a black character, I would have watched John, because John Wick kicks ass. It's not about race. It's about legacy of a character. You don't change it because the world got stupid for a few short years. You don't. You just stick to the legacy. You keep you respect the franchise, and you keep moving forward. Henry Cavill will be a nice addition. I only wish Henry Cavill would have followed Pierce Brosnan, because then they all would have had this look, the same appearance, and then James Bond could have been a little more linear. So we go to this reboot land where James Bond's blonde and ugly and stupid and old. He's so fucking old. That's the problem. Daniel Craig's Bond is old. Every time they're like, oh, you're so old. Brandon Moist, thank you for your super chat. Did you go to MSU or U of M? I'm going to the Penn State-Michigan game in November. I went to good old Michigan State. Go green, go white, go broke, because their tuition is through the fucking roof. So yes, that's where Dion and I became friends, over in Rather Hall. So if anyone knows the Michigan State campus, that's where I lived from 2007 to 2009. Had a lot of fun in the dorm room. I look back on it as a positive experience. Saved by the Bell and Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Yeah, I grew up watching those shows too. Who said that? Yeah, I watch those shows all the time. I have a lot of Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad TV toys. Let's see. You got favorite TV dad, Al Bundy. This says John Harrison. Good choice. 008 can be black. 009 can be black. Any 00 besides 007. And you know what? If they want to make a movie and take that chance, cool. 007's James Bond. He keeps his own franchise. That's where the money is. That's where the money is. Ragnar Ulfbert, thank you very much again. They want a trans Muslim that converted from Christ. That's the James Bond they're going for. Again, do they not want money? Do they not want people to get excited for these movies? The MCU hasn't been woke. That's why people get excited for Infinity War and all this stuff. They don't go, man, I can't wait for diversity points in the movie to happen. No one's ever said that. Ghostbusters, folks. Ghostbusters is what you get when you go woke in a movie. Let's see. Kelly Bundy was meh. I thought she was pretty hot back in the day. She got hotter as the seasons went on. Christine Applegate's a good-looking woman. I don't necessarily think she's the best-looking on Peggy Bundy. Peggy Bundy was interesting. Maybe a MILF at times, maybe not. I don't know, if I had a wife that always wanted to get it on, I'd be a pretty happy guy, even if my life sucked everywhere else. If Cavill becomes Bond, then he won't be Superman anymore because of timing. And I think I'm okay with that. Henry Cavill Superman is fun to me to a degree. No, he's not fun. I take that back. Because he scowls. He doesn't, he's not happy. But it's sexist to say that, right, guys? Right? No, he can go away as Superman. They can just go reboot the whole DCEU. I don't care anymore. If it's like, what do you want more? A good James Bond series with Henry Cavill, or a good DC or an okay DCEU with Superman who pops up every once in a while? I think James Bond every day. Give me James Bond flick with Henry Cavill every 2 years. I'm very happy. I want pictures of Spider-Man as well. Peggy Bundy was bangable. I agree. I'll bark back to Penny. Marcy Darcy was a damn lesbian, says Abandoned and Forgotten. Marcy Darcy, Amanda Bierce is a very funny actress. When I watch her in more serious roles, I'm like, whatever. But she had great comedic timing. I really thought to the table. Her and Jefferson. Talk about an interesting married couple. Maybe we should do some Married with Children stuff on TV, on this channel. I think I'd have a good time. And Peg Bundy, yeah, she was pretty good looking. I mean, the wig was whatever, but I Googled pictures of her now. There's a picture of Sofia Vergara dressed like Peg Bundy. That's hot. Folks, Google it. You just type in Peggy Bundy, and it's like the first thing that pops up. Marcy remarried Jefferson Darcy, trophy husband. Well, everything's a step up from Steve Rhodes. Steve is milk toast. He's boring. He's plain. Am I going to Halloween Horror Nights this year? No, I do not live in Florida. So Nick is going. He's going to go down one of these weekends and have fun. My October will be spent doing stuff for the channel with all you guys out there and doing the comic book and stuff like that. I did write a new running joke for the comic book. It makes me laugh just thinking about it. Cavill could have been great for even inspired Superman, but that's not what we were given. Richard, I'm with you there, man. There's pictures of Henry Cavill in the old Christopher Reeve costume. Or no, they put him in the Christopher Reeve costume first. And, you know, a bright blue and red Superman is not a problem. He's a fictional hero. He's supposed to inspire and instill hope. Kids supposed to smile when they see him. He smiles back. He waves. Big blue Boy Scout. Superman is a hero's hero. He's supposed to inspire hope and love, all that stuff, much like Wonder Woman does. Batman can be the dark, grim, depressing, I just saw Lena Dunham naked, grim kind of guy. That's Batman. That's Bat Dog, the illustrated series. Let's see. There's the Space Jam sequel or reboot. I don't care. We saw Space Jam a bunch as a kid at school. That was one of those movies where like, well, we don't have anything to do today. We're gonna watch a movie. It's Space Jam. It's like, oh great, Space Jam. I've only seen it 50 times and I have to listen to this kid named Mark quote it constantly. Get Bruce Campbell to play James Bond. I'm going to get Bruce Campbell to play me in the story of my life. I don't look anything like Bruce Campbell. I'm like 30 years younger than Bruce Campbell. But you know what? It's going to be cool because it's Bruce Campbell. I feel like people have only seen Skyfall pushing for a black 007. Yeah, people have only seen Skyfall. I do take your amount of knowledge in terms of how well you know the character. The funny thing is, I don't think Daniel Craig's James Bond is underappreciated. I think he's overappreciated, overrated. Connery was the youngest. Next, I think Sean Connery was 30 when he played James Bond, and only played James Bond from 1962 to 1967. So maybe he's in his 40s. My point about Daniel Craig being old isn't Daniel Craig's age. It's every Bond movie he's in. They say it. You're too old. You're too old. You're too old. It's time to hang it up. It's time to retire. We started when he became Bond, and now it's time for him to retire. We missed all the good years of James Bond. There's a whole 30-minute segment in Skyfall about him being too old and broken and damaged and wounded and all this shit. Let's get James Bond on the mission. Let's stop focusing on his psychological damage. We've had fucking 12 years of psychological damage James Bond, and it's not fun anymore. Bond movies are supposed to be big spectacles that have some shit to talk about, some deeper meaning, but have some fun with it too. James Bond has always been funny. I hate how they say, well, this James Bond's too funny. Sean Connery is our sarcastic son of a bitch. Every Dr. No, I think he was on his way to a funeral. Laugh. You know, all this stuff like that. Or the freelance line from Dr. No, or and what other jokes? There's so much humor in James Bond. They kind of forget that. If you want the essence of the Connery Bond, well, then don't diss the humor, because the humor is a big part of James Bond. So that's what I mean when I say Daniel Craig is too old. They make him to be too old in the story himself. Sorry, I'm just looking at all this Peg Bundy cosplay. Amber Rose did it, and you know it's going to be pretty good. No, I'm just looking. I think you got the point. All of those are great lines. Cavill is 35. He looks older. James Bond's supposed to be about 40. I'm okay with James Bond being 35, 40 years old. I don't want a 20-year-old James Bond. I don't want James Bond Jr. the movie. Let me enjoy the cartoon from when I was a kid through those nostalgia lenses. Ragnar Ulfbert says, let's see Bond's cadet days and who trained him. I hope we never have to go back to those. Thank you, Ragnar Ulfbert, for your super chat. I feel like Casino Royale told way too much. To me, the best characters we don't see where they come from. We know about them. We learn like John McClane. There's that Die Hard Year One comic book, but there's never a flashback in Die Hard that says, oh, when I was on the beat in 1974, blah, you know what I'm saying? Or, well, he would have been 12 years. So in 1976 is when he started being a cop. Did he say 8 or is he 12 years? My point is, late 70s, him as a cop. I don't really want to see that. I want to see the character at their peak. Indiana Jones, it worked because it was just a few moments of him as a child to see, or a teenager to see how he got to become what he became in the movie. But overall, I don't like seeing like how the hero becomes the hero after the hero's established. Let's just see the fucking hero. Because with Daniel Craig, it was 2006, 2008 movies getting to become James Bond, and then he finally becomes Bond at the end of Quantum of Solace, and then you get to Skyfall. Oh, you're too old. The fuck? There's so many problems with those movies. So many problems with those movies. Plans for tonight, we're having some Patreon recording stuff. So you guys check Patreon. I believe tomorrow it should be ready. But we're doing some behind-the-scenes stuff for Schlocktoberfest, if you will. And I don't know. If I have some time, maybe we'll go live tonight. If something crazy happens in the world of news, we'll talk about it. Is James Bond Jr. canon? It is not canon, because if you listen to the lyrics, he learned the game from his uncle James. Now he's heir to the name James Bond. So he's James Bond's nephew, not child. It's really dumb. Bond would have to have had brothers and sisters, but he was an only child. So James Bond Jr. has never been canon. It's a fun show for me. I like it. Nostalgia be damned. I have a time with it, but thankfully it's not canon. James Bond's backstory film, Quantum of Fetus. I like it. Why did Stars cancel Ash vs. the Evil Dead? Probably because it wasn't getting enough in the ratings, or because people weren't buying the Blu-ray. They were just pirating it. So it hurt the sales, so the show didn't become profitable. The Pui says, when are you going to have your mom on, Jeff? Well, the Pui, my mom's at work during Good Morning Pop Culture. She's one of those ladies that gets up at the crack of dawn, and she's at work by 5 a.m. some days, 7 a.m. other days. So mom's got an early schedule for work. So she'll never be on Good Morning Pop Culture because, hell, some days or sometimes she has to work weekends. But maybe at night, if I'm ever doing a stream and she's available. She usually falls asleep pretty early too. So it's kind of a hard sell. Jeff, is the Aussie Bond canon? Oh yeah, George Lazenby's On Her Majesty's Secret Service is one of the most important Bond flicks because it's what ties all of the Bond movies together. So if you watch that movie, all of the stuff that James Bond acquired from the Sean Connery era is in that movie, and it's mentioned. Then we get to the Roger Moore era, and we go and we visit his gravestone of his wife. It tells you the date, 1969, Teresa Bond. So that ties all the Roger Moore films together. And then Dalton also mentions the wife, again, ties Dalton to that. And then when we watch Pierce Brosnan as James Bond, he literally goes to the archives and it shows all of his little gadgets and he remembers them. So the George Lazenby one is the crux to the pre-Brosnan era, tying everything together. Oh, you're talking about 003 and a half, Cesare Japan, that James Bond Jr. I'm talking about James Bond Jr., the cartoon, the toy line from Hasbro, that one. So I think it is time to put this episode to bed. It's early. Maybe we should all take it out. No, folks, thank you for joining me on Good Morning Pop Culture. It was a fantastic day. We had lots of Bat Dong talk. So you got slapped in the face with Bat Dong, the illustrated series. It's always fun when people go crazy and we have tons of stuff to talk about because, well, they're so woke now, and everyone has something to be offended about. One day we're going to be offended that G.I. Joe had lasers instead of bullets, and it was disrespectful to the men and women of the military. You know what I'm saying? It gets dumb and dumb. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow night with World Class Bullshitters number, 142. So all the guys will be back on. I'm sure we'll talk about the Bill Cosby thing because we'll hear Dion's take on it. We'll also be back tomorrow morning with Good Morning Pop Culture. So thank you to everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Work hard, work smart, shop smart. I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go. So, guys, thank you for everything. Girls, too. And I'll be back tomorrow with more.